going to talk to them.
Hello and welcome to the Downsized Live. My name is Laraine Durham, and I'm currently shopping for Halloween outfits on Amazon. We will be on a cruise ship. So what are some cute GLP-1, not GLP-1, cruise outfits? Okay, and go. Anyway, this is a channel where we talk about GLP-1 related topics. I've lost over 50 pounds on a GLP-1 medication, and I'm married to Christopher. Did I say my name? I'm Laraine Durham.
You are Laraine Durham. I'm Christopher Durham.
All right, you take it away, Christopher Durham.
My name is Christopher Durham, 56 years old. I've lost a little more than 100 pounds using GLP-1s as well. It's our 2-year anniversary this week. We did a 2-year show earlier this week, and we filmed a kind of retrospective learnings
I'm in the
video.
Same outfit. You'll see the same outfit across 3 different videos.
Can
you name them all? They're not all out yet. Yeah, so this is number 1.
Those are going to clang and bang, and somebody's going to go, I hear
your jewelry.
So we join you most Wednesday nights. We talk for a couple of hours. We take questions. We celebrate your wins. We just generally have a good time. So if you've got a question, make sure you put it in the comments, put a couple cues in front of it so we can see it. There's a few moderators out there that you may see that may help nudge you along. If you're not nice, they may boot your butt out. And other than that, it's pretty standard YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. What do you think?
All right, first, while you're here, hit the like button. I'm waiting. Okay, now hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time we go live or post a video, you can click that little bell icon and make sure your settings, either on your phone or on your computer, are congruent to get notifications if you so choose to do that. I can't see the likes over here, Christopher Durham.
Well, I haven't gotten to that spot. So one moment, please.
It's hard to find good help.
I know it is. It is. Why don't you tell them we're not doctors?
I think you just did, but we're not doctors. This is not medical advice. If you want to start a GLP-1, start with your doctor. That's a great place to start, right? I started with my doctor. They just told me to diet and exercise. So then I went the route of telehealth, and it worked great. I lost 50 pounds, and I would recommend that to anyone seeking a solution. Christopher went to his doctor. His doctor wrote him a prescription for Ozempic at first. Our insurance didn't cover it. And then
we did not have the money.
And then a couple of years later, he wrote him a prescription for Mounjaro before Zepbound. That was back in 2023, before Zepbound had come out. So that's kind of how we started our GLP-1 journey. How'd you start your GLP-1 journey?
Or have you started yet? If you haven't started, why not? If you haven't
started, when do you plan to start? Do you have your medication perhaps in the refrigerator right now and you're thinking, oh no, how am I going to give myself a shot? It's not that bad. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I have a video of giving myself a shot. I wasn't too confident when I shot that video. It's probably about a year old at this point.
We need to do a new version.
I need to redo one. Maybe Friday. I don't know. Friday's our shot day. I'm still on a weekly dose for maintenance. Currently I'm taking a 10 milligram dose of compounded Tirzepatide for maintenance. I've tried a variety of doses. When I was losing weight, I got up to a 12.5 milligram dose. And when I hit my goal weight, I started stepping down in doses. So I've kind of been bouncing around. I did 7.5 for a while. I went down to 5. 5 wasn't quite enough. Went back to 7.5 for a while. And now I've done 10 for the past couple weeks because, I just wanted to get some things under better control. So that's my story. 56 years old.
You are.
Mother of 3, started at 193 pounds, and today I'm 143.8 pounds. So, but it did say 143 this morning, which was something I was trying to achieve through the past week.
Well, that's good. Let's see, I'm 57 years old. So for a short period of the year, I'm a little bit older than Laraine.
He's much older.
But she'll catch up, have no fear. I started at 286.4 as of this morning. I was 188.1. So I've lost
88.1 WSBF.
I think I was
FM.
189 on Friday or something, so I've lost a little bit. That's fine. That center weight that I'm shooting for is always 185. So a few pounds up, a few pounds down, it's fine. Not a big deal. I'm on a 15 milligram dose and have been, I don't know, maybe 50 weeks. I don't know, a long time.
A long time. So when you hit your goal weight, you did not step down in your dose, as per several doctors that we've talked to.
And Eli Lilly.
What do they know? Hi, Eli Lilly. Welcome to the Downsized. Please lower your prices.
We'll be at Obesity Week, Eli Lilly. If Mr. Ricks or any of your scientists would like to come over and do an interview, chat. We'll give you a Jojo button, but you have to wear it during the talk. Jojo. Come over, say we're happy to tell you thank you for creating these wonderful drugs and ask you to make these things cheaper. And then tell your lawyers to stay out of business. All right, so who all's out there today? I think our very first guest is Gwen Royro. Hello, Gwen. Thank you for being a member. Shanitha.
Hello, Shanitha. Hope the job's going better. She started a new job. Anna Hoover. Happy October, 1st of October, everyone. Happy October 1st. Anna, nice to see you.
Thank you for being a member, Anna. Al Cortez.
Hi, everyone. Is that MacGyver? I think it is MacGyver.
James Spader.
That's not James Spader.
I think it's MacGyver. I think you're right. Anthony. Hello, Anthony.
Anthony. Hey there.
Jess.
Hey, Jess.
Mindy says, hey. Hey,
Mindy.
Or hey.
Hey, Mindy.
Is that what Raj used to say on yeah.
On what?
What was the name of that show?
Raj,
I don't remember. With a rerun. What was the name of that show?
What's happening?
What? Yeah, there you go.
That show had so many fat jokes in it, right? Because one of the main characters was morbidly obese. Sandy Murphy. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sandy. Hey, DJ. Thumbs up from DJ. Denise Walker says, hello, everyone. Traveling from Pennsylvania to maybe Pigeon Forge tonight, and then on to our home state, Mississippi. You know what's in Pigeon Forge, don't you, Christopher?
What?
Dollywood.
I think that's in Sevierville, but it's close.
I think it is in Sevierville. Well, Dolly's from Sevierville. You gotta say it's Sevierville. And no, I think Dollywood is in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, they're all little towns right there in the same.
Yeah. Also in Pigeon Forge, we used to go there when I lived in East Tennessee. There was a big water park there we liked. I don't think it's there anymore. But anyway, safe travels, Denise. I love Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. Haven't been there in ages. We should go there.
Okay.
Al Cortez 173, down 37 pounds in 10 weeks on Zepbound, feeling great. Excellente. Very good. Applauso. That's what they said on the MSC cruise ship. Applauso. Michelle Frank says, hello, everyone, on this fine Wednesday. Hello, Michelle. Sandy Shore. Hey, Sandy Shore. Rose says, happy Wednesday, everyone. Susan H. says, hi, everyone. DJ just got my Zepbound today, ordered Monday afternoon, and it was delivered this morning.
Are you getting vials, DJ? Do I remember that correctly?
I'd say if he ordered Zepbound, that's probably.
You can order pen. You can have pens shipped. That's not
from where?
Amazon Pharmacy.
Amazon Pharmacy.
There's plenty of pharmacies that'll ship Zepbound pens.
Mm-hmm. That's quick service. Ida Marie says, hi, everyone. Happy first day of October. I'm excited to have soup, stews, and pot roast back on rotation. It's also shot day. Yay! Shot day on a Monday. What's today? Wednesday. Wednesday is today. Joanne Snelling says, hello. Larry Peavy says, Ozempic maximum dose is 2.0. How do you get 15?
I'm not on Ozempic. I never actually took Ozempic, so I started on Tirzepatide, Zepbound, Mounjaro.
It's a Mounjaro.
I had a prescription for Ozempic, but we never actually filled it because at the time we just couldn't afford it.
And we said, that's too much.
That's been right after Ozempic first came out 4 or 5 years ago. It's been a long time ago now.
Maybe 2017. It was a
that
while
would be
back.
longer than 4 or 5. I mean, it's.
It was before COVID, right? Was it before?
I
It
don't
was.
remember. It was a long time ago.
It was before.
I mean,
Anyway.
literally, I saw on like CBS Sunday Morning or something them talking
Yeah.
about Ozempic, and
Yeah.
went to my doctor and said, "Hey, I hear there's this shot." And he was like, "Yeah, you're fat. I'll write you a
He
prescription."
never said that.
I said, "Yeah, you're morbidly obese. I'll write
He
you a prescription."
didn't say that either.
Not in so many words. But
That Christopher's doctor. We go to a pediatrics and internal medicine practice, and Christopher's doctor is actually the doctor that came to the hospital when our youngest daughter was born. So we've known him now for quite a while, going on 20 years. Doris Goody says, hello, everyone. Hey, Doris. Susan H. says, exciting news. My son and I switched to Mochi and used Downsized code.
Awesome.
Yay, thank you. Sharon Haberly says, hi, Downsized family from the UK. Hey, Sharon. Kate says, hiya from Seattle. Hiya, Kate. Brian and Amy Smith. Hi, everyone. I'm hoping that since I actually made it for one of the very beginning of the live stream this time, that I can make it through the very end without being interrupted.
Who's interrupting you?
Not me.
None of that now. Val's in Myrtle Beach. Hello, Val.
Hey,
Val,
Val.
thank you for being a member.
How's the weather?
Sunshine says, hello from Chicago.
Chicago. Anthony knows what I mean by that. DJ says, as always, hit the like button. How many likes we got? 74.
74 with 162 of you out there. Say hello to everybody.
All right. Hit the like button. It didn't cost you anything. Yeah, it helps you to suggest us to people. Health at any cost. Hello. Hi, all. Hope everyone's doing well. Hey, Barb. Shay Pat says, hey, y'all. Hey, Shay Pat. Linda Buckmiller. Hi, friends from sunny South Carolina. It was nice weather here today also. Sharon Haberly says, Thursday here in the UK. Can't sleep. Is it Thursday already? I guess so. Val Fitzwater, we are 8 hours north of the villages, and I'm freezing. Yeah, I mean, it was in the 70s today here, maybe. I hope you pack some sweaters, Val. Maria Murphy says, where's...
It was 7:01 when this one came in, so.
Huh?
Maria says it was looking for us. This comment came at
where's our
7:01
leaders?
p.m. So.
Oh, here we are, Maria. Never fear.
From Biloxi, Mississippi.
We try to start on time. We usually do. Michelle Frank says, at Health at Any Cost, tomorrow is the big day. Question mark. I believe that
Barb is having surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your costume question.
Flip-flops. You could go with flip-flops. That would require me crafting something. I'd rather just order something.
You could probably order flip-flops.
Maybe. Brian and Amy Smith. I like your glasses, Lorraine. Thanks. Did they make me look smarter? These are actually readers. I got them on Shein. I got like a pack of 8 for like $10 or something. They're very cheap. So I have contact lenses for close up and far away, but I can't really see close up very well.
Or far away.
Or far away very well. Christopher got contacts, and he got one near, one far.
I did.
And that
Mono
worked for
vision.
him.
Yeah, it works pretty good.
That did not work for me.
And I got new glasses.
He got new glasses. I don't know if this crowd has seen your new glasses.
I don't know. I mean, they all kind of look like the ones before. If you look up close, they're kind of brownish tortoise on the bottom, on the top, and blue on the bottom. You can kind of see. Honestly, I need to get them adjusted. They're kind of squeezing my head and hurting my ear a little bit.
They do look like they were a little tight on your head. We need to go by the store maybe tomorrow, and they can do that, I'm sure. All right. ST Wong 71. You sold me on trying the Body Pod. Thanks. All right. Well, you're welcome. I made a dedicated sponsored video on the Body Pod. Hey, Donna in Omaha. And we also did a comparison video, a few videos back from that, when we did a DEXA scan, and we compared our DEXA scan results to the Body Pod results, and they were within 1%. So we really like our Body Pod being in our home, where we can weigh on it every day, or whenever we want, and know that those results are
pretty close,
pretty accurate, right? So Yeah, so we have a code. You can use it and save some money if you want to order a body pod. I think the link and the code are in the description.
They are.
Okay. Susan H., switching to compound, saving money and ensuring we can stay on the medication. Mochi was wonderful and my new caregiver was amazing. Medication on the way, week 3. Thank you, Downsized. Well, thank you, Susan. If anybody out there is looking for a telehealth provider, I use Mochi. My code and the link are in the description. Doop-a-doo, health at any cost. Michelle Frank, yes, I have to be at the hospital at 5 a.m. Woo, surgery at 7 a.m. Keeping myself busy with y'all. I hope you get some sleep tonight, Barb.
All right, girl, you got this. So Barb's having some surgery, so everybody think about her in the morning. She's
Hey,
on
Donnell.
East Coast town.
Donnell's in California. Hey, hello. Freddie Mann says, hello, everyone. Lisa J., I received my very first Mochi order today. A lot of Mochi people on here today. Thanks to CVS Caremark, I had to search for another way to get my Tirzepatide. Yeah, thanks. Sunshine said, already hit the like. Cool. Awesome. We talked to a professor from, what's that school in Michigan?
Yeah, so probably next week, Southern Michigan, maybe I may be saying that wrong. So I had a professor reach out who is actually he is a professor of psychology, and he wants to do some research. He is a I think Zepbound user and has lost weight in it and was like, this stuff's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to do some research asking about the medications and the psychology of obesity. So we're going to have him on next week and let him tell you about, first of all, his Zepbound Tirzepatide experience and the research that he and some students are fielding, so that you can participate in that. And then when he gets the research done, he's going to come back and share it all with us.
Yeah, he I guess found us online, and he uses our news, our GLP-1 news, to tell his group
class
about what's happening in GLP-1s. And in the study that he's doing, he's trying to get 500 people to go online and take this survey. And so we said, well, we'll be glad to help. Our users would love to give you their experience. So look for that. Make sure you hit subscribe so you'll see that when it comes up. And it's really cool what he was talking about, how he can take like free form answers and
it's machine learning, it's AI, and they kind of distill all that out.
Combine them down to, I mean, that's fascinating, because it would take, a person or people reading through 500 responses a long time, but with AI, I guess they can do it much more efficiently. So that's really
so cool. We have 30,000 subscribers. We can get,
well, we're not
500.
quite at 30,000.
Pretty close. What do we have now? I don't know. Almost 29.
Yeah.
Losing with Grace says, hey, Downsized, did y'all try the Starbucks protein drinks? We did go to Starbucks today and actually filmed a video of it. It will come out later this week. I'm not sure what day.
Yeah.
We sampled 4 or 5 of them. They weren't bad. It was fine.
I think I had too much caffeine this morning because I didn't eat breakfast. I didn't think about it. I didn't go to the gym this morning. Today was my kind of off day. And I had coffee with my Premier Protein. And then Christopher, about 11 o'clock this morning, we went over to our local Starbucks and I ordered 4 different drinks. And I drank, I like most things. I liked most of the ones I ordered. And so I think I ended up having too much caffeine. Do y'all ever do that? And then I had too much caffeine and then my head kind of hurt. And then I kind of realized I haven't eaten any real food today. And then it was lunchtime and I'm like, my head hurts. I can't think about food. I need something with protein. Christopher said, well, I got these lean cuisines at the store. So I had a shrimp lean cuisine and I basically just ate the shrimp out. And then we recorded another video, and then I got to work on some things at my computer, and all of a sudden it's 5:30, and Christopher's like, what do you want for dinner? I was like, I don't know, because I hadn't even thought about food all day, and I really hadn't even eaten that much. So he ended up we have a place near us called Viva Chicken. So it's roasted chicken. They have a good green beans. They have good beans.
It's an
that you
Argentinian, or not Argentinian, it's a Peruvian chicken.
And so, you know how sometimes when you're not thinking about food and you're not hungry, but then you start eating and you're like, oh my God, I'm starving. Like I didn't even like think about food or was hungry or wanting food until I actually was eating the food. And then once I started eating, I was like, wow, I'm really hungry. And so I ate like a quarter piece of chicken and some green beans and some beans. And then I was like, oh, maybe I ate a little too much. But I mean, I didn't eat that much, but it just kind of felt that way because I was so hungry.
Anyway, did
y'all ever do
your
that?
question about Starbucks was yes. It didn't have anything to do with chicken.
Somehow I got to Viva Chicken from something. Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. We tried 4 of them.
I like them.
They weren't bad. Here's the thing. I'm not a huge Starbucks fan. I think it's kind of expensive, and I'm happy with my coffee at home. So I don't. If we're out and about, I'll get one if the girls want to. They're all about it. I think it's expensive, but it is what it is. So it was fine. It wasn't repulsive. I didn't have to say the word sadness or despair in the review. So, that'll run, I don't know, probably Friday or Saturday.
Look for that. Sharon Haberly says, at health at any cost. Good luck, Barb, for your operation. That's nice. My GLP-1 daily, Aida. Hi, Aida. Hello. Aida, you got to change that picture. You're so pretty in person. I mean, and that picture's fine, but please change your picture. We met Aida at the meetup in Florida. Losing It Gray says, Barb, sending you healing and recovering vibes for tomorrow. That's very nice. Will Vol, thankfully, I lost 8 pounds in September after a stall for a month and a half.
That's good.
Did you do anything different, Will? What do you think got you going? Let us know with another comment on how you broke that stall. And 8 pounds in September is
2 pounds a week.
2 pounds.
That's the high end of average.
Pretty good. I'd say that broke the stall, right? Tomorrow is Yom Kippur. Thanks, Michelle Frank. This year should be my easiest fast. LOL. Yom Kippur is where you atone for your. Is that where the atonement, the review of the things you've done in the past year, or is it New Year? Rosh Hashanah is New Year, right? And Yom Kippur is where you think about
the mitzvahs,
the things that you've done, good, bad, and otherwise. Sunshine said, somebody can correct me because I don't really know. Sunshine says on Zepbound 2.5 milligram vials via Eli Lilly for the past 4 months.
Awesome.
Right, Sunshine. Linda Bookmiller, well, this time of year we use heat and AC both about 2 times a day. Yeah.
Yep.
I refuse to turn on the heat. So I've only got it set to cool. But
I will turn on whichever one I need.
Yeah. Douglas Forsyth says, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Cece says, thank you for your moderate and reasonable approach to this lifestyle. You two keep it relatable and doable.
We try.
I mean, I guess. I mean, if I could have lost 50 pounds faster, but I mean, the average weight loss is a half a pound to 2 pounds per week. It's an average weight loss. My average weight loss was 1.58 pounds per week. So, that's moderate, reasonable. I don't cut out any foods. We didn't cut out carbs. We didn't do keto. We don't do intermittent fasting. I don't wear weighted vests. All the things people yell at me for.
Cheese.
I don't eat cottage cheese. Really, other than that, I'm very amenable to most things. So.
And I do the absolute simplest version. I take the shot. I eat real food.
Yeah, I do more of all the things. So you can read this one.
DJ says I had to switch to Zepbound for the past 2 months, but should be back to compounded after this month. I have 3 months supply on the way. That's awesome. Well, those pens have a long bud date too.
Mm-hmm.
Losing It with Gray says, wishing you a sweet year, Michelle.
That must be New Year.
Yeah, it is New Year. There you go.
Okay, sorry. DJMC3. Lorraine has a term or phrase when one breaks through the 200-pound
Well,
mark.
Lorraine didn't make that up.
Sure I did, Christopher.
No.
It's called Wonderland. And that is a term that I heard actually in Weight Watchers.
Yeah, I think it's been around a long time.
So when the first number on the scale is a 1, where it used to be a 2 or maybe higher, and now it's a 1, you're in Wonderland. So yeah, Wonderland is the term.
WONEDER.
Wonderland.
Yep.
Yeah. Patricia Snyder says 6 weeks on Tirzepatide today and lost 12 pounds. 2 pounds a week. We'll take it. Good job, Patricia. Brian and Amy Smith. Grace, I just watched your dinner video. Where did you find the low-carb elbows? Low-carb elbows, you say? Tell me more about these low-carb elbows.
She's talking to Losing It with Grace.
Christopher won't let me buy the
Please don't say I won't let you do things. I have no control over you whatsoever.
Well, let me
and
put
you
it
make
this
it
way.
Sound like I'm terrible.
Let me put it this way. I mostly do the grocery shopping.
And you don't cook.
He mostly does all the cooking. So sometimes I buy things which sound appealing to me, and he says, yeah, I'm not making that. The end. End scene.
So going along with I do this in the simplest way possible, I eat real food. Anything that's protein added or things made out of beans that should not be other things, I don't eat them. So I eat real pasta. I eat good Italian pasta made from durum wheat that's been extruded out of bronze dyes. It's delicious. Costs you about 50 cents more at your Harris Teeter, your Kroger, or whatever, but it's going to digest better. It's going to taste better.
Well, sometimes I like the low carb things, like the low carb tortillas, because they jack up the fiber in those babies. And, constipation is my nemesis. So that, helps up my fiber intake.
It tastes like cardboard and despair, yes.
I don't really think so, but all right. Alond BS, as you went up in the doses, do you think it was the greater calorie deficit or the medicine itself that accelerated your weight loss?
So let's jump on the word accelerated.
I should have brought my spreadsheet in.
So here's the thing.
Referring back to that.
With these medications, as Lorraine has said, the average weight loss is 0.5 to 2 pounds per week across the entire span of your weight loss.
I can pull it up on my phone.
So the goal, honestly, is, and the challenge is, if you lose weight quicker than that, you're going to have more side effects. You're probably taking a higher dose than you need. You might lose hair. There's all kinds of things that happen, and it's just a very difficult thing to sustain when you get to the end if you're trying to accelerate or rush to weight loss. So those two things work together, and there's no way to separate them. But moving up in doses will not necessarily make you lose weight faster. It may make you continue to lose weight, but it's probably not going to go any faster necessarily. That is a function of the medication, your weight, and your body. And everybody's body is differently.
Wait, keep talking. I'm looking for my...
On your phone, you'll never be able to read that spreadsheet on your phone. So yeah, it's not going to accelerate. Because, if you look at... The opposite is true for me. So when I started, I think the first 3 months on 2.5 Tirzepatide, Mounjaro, I had lost almost 30 pounds in the first 3 months, maybe 35 pounds. And as I went up, it didn't continue to go faster. In fact, over the course of 70 or so weeks, it averaged out, and I ended up averaging about 1.33 pounds per week. Whereas that first week, if you looked at it, or the first month, I was doing about 17 pounds in the first month. So I was going pretty fast, but it's going to be unique to everyone. Going up in dose or changing your food will not accelerate it.
In case anybody cares, my first month weight loss on 2.5 was 6.8 pounds. I thought, hey, that's great. Kind of like Weight Watchers, fine. My second month, I went up to 5 milligrams because that's what our provider told us to do. The second month on 5 milligrams, I lost 5.4 pounds. So higher dose, slightly less weight loss, but still losing pretty well. The third month, I went to 7.5. again, because that's what our provider told us to do. And I lost 7.6 pounds. Okay, so by this point, I've lost about 20 pounds, and I'm pretty happy with that. And then in month 4, I stayed on 7.5 for 2 weeks. I was still losing pretty good. I lost 1.6, 1.8, and then for some reason, I felt the need to move up to 10. Well, it was New Year's. It was the first week of the year. So
if you'd like, there are several videos of her walking through her entire spreadsheet and giving you play-by-play commentary.
Oh, I know why I did that. Because I was flat. And I said, oh, I'm flat. I need to go up in dose. So I did. So I went to 10. And so in month 4, I lost 5 pounds. Again, that was a higher dose. Not the best month for weight loss. In fact, that was my worst month for weight loss. Worst. I mean, still lost 5.2 pounds. The next month was all 10 milligram. I lost 7 pounds. The next, anyway, you get the idea. Like it wasn't correlated.
52 weeks.
It wasn't correlated dose to weight loss. Like it wasn't correlating at all.
The other piece of this is, and you asked at the greater calorie deficit, you've got to figure out where your sweet spot is, where you're operating in a calorie deficit, but you're eating enough to fuel your body and give it nutrition. Because if you go one way or the other too far, so if you're taking in too many calories, well, you're going to gain weight if you take enough. If you don't take in enough, your body says, wait a second, I have to survive. So it's that sweet spot. And there's no specific answer to that. No course, no thing.
RMR test.
I mean, but it's still going to vary.
It's an estimate. I mean, nothing, it's
an estimate. So that's going to be, you have to play with what you're eating, make sure you're being healthy and doing things, because even if you go, I'm going to go to 400 calories, you will not necessarily lose more weight. What will happen is your body will say, holy crap, 400 calories, I can't survive on that.
Well, and let me tell you, those first 3-4 months, I didn't track any calories. I was still on Weight Watchers at the time. You know, this man never tracked a calorie in his life.
No more protein.
Right. So I was trying to keep track of grams of protein because around November, Weight Watchers came out with now that we're going to be GLP-1 friendly, and you can switch your app to GLP-1 use and track your grams of protein. So I did that, and that was helpful.
But that's not current. That's November 2 years ago.
November 2023. Yeah. I mean, they still have that.
I think it's a different program now.
I think they still have, you can track your grams of protein. You can also track calories at weight. We can track points. Like they're just all over the board. They don't know what's, they're trying to stay alive. So
anyway, there is no mathematic equation that involves dosing and food.
We didn't track calories. I still don't really track calories. We don't track calories. We didn't track calories at the beginning. We kind of just ate as much as we could because we really couldn't eat that much, but making sure we got in protein goals. If you eat nothing else, eat protein. Eat your protein first to make sure you're fueling your body with that for your muscles. Okay.
And honestly, I'm not a vitamins and supplement person, but I do take one over-the-counter, regular grocery store, drugstore multivitamin every day.
I'd like to add creatine. I need to buy some of that and try it. I've heard a lot of people say that it's helpful. So I take a multivitamin. I take a biotin. I take a calcium and vitamin D supplement. Did you read that one from Alonda? I didn't read it. Go back.
From Alonda. Hold on.
Oh, we did. That's Alan. Yeah, we did. Sorry. I thought it was a different one. Yeah, I think we answered.
I think that's Alan DBS.
Alan DBS. Well, I know a girl named Alonda, and
we do know
I glanced
Alonda,
at that.
yeah.
It was Alan DBS. Okay.
Hello from Hudson.
Hey, Britt.
Megan from Small Things Daily. That's Barb's daughter. She has a great channel. Go check her channel out.
Megan. Hi from Texas.
She loves your top.
Thank you so much. This was the first thing I've ever bought at Zara after I lost my weight. So Zara is a chain of women's and men's clothing stores that's out of Spain, and they're mostly in big cities. And so I think we were going on a cruise out of Miami, I think, and I got this, and I was thrilled that I was finally able to fit myself into something from Zara. Zara runs so small. Like I'm still like a large at Zara, and I can wear like a 6 and, and most other things. So thank you, Megan.
Last time we were in Aruba, we went into Zara, and there was somebody walking around who knew us because they looked at Laraine and went, "Of course you're in Zara."
Of course you're in Zara. And I was like, were you talking to him on the ship? And Christopher was like, no. And I'm like, I guess he knows us from the channel. If you have a question, Barb says, start your sentence with QQQ so they can see it. Thanks, Barb. And hit the like button, Michelle Frank says. Anthony says, hi, Eli Lilly's lawyers.
We don't discriminate. Hello to Novo Nordisk's lawyers, too.
Oh, and if you happen to own a share of Eli Lilly stock, it went up today. Quite a bit. I own 3 shares. Sunshine says, I still find 2.5 milligram very strong for me, and most of the time with little to no hunger at all.
Well,
then
you
that's
keep on
the
going.
dose.
Definitely
don't move up.
You're on those Zepbound vials, you said, so that's the cheapest one.
Yeah. Beverly Anderson, hello from Charlottesville, Virginia. Fun fact, that is the place of my birth.
Oh, Britt just said.
Britt said, hey, at least the Lilly stock has been doing well over the last couple of days for any of those who own any. Yeah, I think it closed over $800 today, which it hadn't been that in a while. Oh, hey, Scooter in Nebraska. We used to live in Nebraska, as Donna from Omaha knows. Shorty says, hi, everyone. Hey, Shorty. DJ says, Lilly got me for another $4.99 this month. Back to compounded, though, after this month. Hopefully, compounders keep on compounding. I'm counting on it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon at this point. Shay Pat, thanks for being a member, says, what's happening? It was Dwayne. Thank you.
Dwayne.
That said that. The older brother. Brian and Amy Smith, I've been on 7 milligrams for about 7 weeks. Didn't lose anything this month, but down 40 plus, just waiting it out. Health markers significantly improved since 225.
Well, that's important.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
That is awesome.
Listened to your other, Amy Brian Smith, listen to your other videos about stalls. Very helpful. Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah, we have a couple videos on ways to break stall or 8 things you're doing wrong, or so you can go back and look for those. My GLP-1 daily, Aida says, I can't believe I'm still losing weight, 0.5 pound to 1 pound a week. Still going strong on 10 milligrams. Okay. Now 142 and 12 to go. I know you can do this, girl. What are you talking about? You think you can do this? You got this. You're doing great. Like that's great. Good for you. Peggy Harson says, found a good doctor who put me on compound Tirzepatide. That's unusual. But good. Was ...
May continue further down. We'll see.
Shay Pat, down 53 pounds, 30 weeks. Wow. Excelente. Applauso. Suzanne Borneman. Happy to tune in. Well, hello, Suzanne. Welcome. Nancy Clampa says, hi, Christopher and Laraine. Hi, Nancy. CJ Watkins says, hi, y'all, from New Jersey.
Hi from the Pacific Northwest, down 41 so far. Great interview with Dr. P or Dr. Pashby this week, Laraine.
Thank you. Yeah, Dr. Pashby, we put one of her presentations on our channel that she gave at a conference, and if you haven't watched that, please go watch it. It's called The Weight We Carry, or what's it called? The Weight of the Things We Carry. Anyway, fascinating presentation. And then I was lucky enough to be able to get her time for an interview, which was also amazing. She's great. Anthony says, QQQ, when you reached your first goal weight, when did you decide maybe I could go lower? Were you trying to lower your BMI to be closer to the lower end of healthy weight instead of closer to 25? I didn't really look at BMI because, through that whole time I was on Weight Watchers, and I had been on Weight Watchers for a few years at that point. So I used to be 5'5.5", and so I rounded that to 5'6", and for 5'6", the lowest weight you could be at Weight Watchers was 156. So that was my goal. And then I had that awful episode when I went for my checkup at the doctor's office, and they measured me at 5'4", and I was really upset, not because supposedly I shrunk, but now my goal weight would be much lower. And so anyway, I figured out the next year I really was 5'5", that something in the measuring was just off. So the goal weight for 5'5" is 150. So I wanted to get to 150. What was the question? When did you decide maybe I could go lower? Okay, so.
But Anthony, here's the thing. BMI is perhaps the worst measure ever.
I don't look at BMI.
And it really isn't representative for the vast majority of the public. I think right now I float somewhere between 26 and 27 on the BMI scale. So I am still technically in the overweight category. If you look at it for me, I have no desire to lose any more. Probably if I went down 5 to 10 more pounds, I could get into the the average thing. I feel great. All of my blood work is good. The DEXA scan looked good. Other than they all say, hey, you should lose 5 or 10 more pounds. There's no medical reason to do that. And I'm fine. I like the way my clothes fit. I like the numbers.
So I got to 150 pounds in 27 weeks. That was 1.58 pounds per week. That was 42.6 pounds total. And then I was on a 12.5 dose. I dropped my dose to 10. And then the next month I lost 3 more pounds. And then I dropped my dose to 9 to 7.5, and I lost 2 more pounds. So now I'm 144, and I'm like, well, dang, if I'm 144, I might as well make it 143 and be an even 50 pounds down. So that's when I decided 153 or 143 was going to be where I was going to stay. And I dropped down to 7.5, lost another pound. And let's see. I was kind of playing around.
So this was really about goal setting, not about your dosing.
Well, I was looking at the dosing too, because I kept dropping my dose, but I kept losing weight, like kind of on autopilot. And what I've kind of
So were you trying to lower your BMI to be closer to the lower end of healthy weight instead of closer to 25?
I didn't never look at BMI. I was just looking at numbers and my starting weight, and Weight Watchers chart. Well, the Weight Watchers chart. That's how I picked it. Is that the best way to pick it? Probably not, but that's what I did. And the
other thing is, if you have one of these smart skills, there are other measures on there that might be more helpful to look at. So of course, weight's the easiest one, but there's muscle mass and fat percentage.
Visceral fat.
There's other things that really you're looking for a balance of all the numbers to get you to a healthy place where you can do what you want to be able to do. Mani Raj is in India. Says hello from India.
Hello.
We've had a couple of good India stories about these medications expanding in India in the last few months.
Suzanne says, love your recent podcast on the human body pod scale. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. We have one, and they asked us to review it, and so we did. I have a dedicated video to that. That's a sponsored post, and we also reviewed it versus a DEXA scan, and it's very close to the DEXA scan. Brenda says, I started 5 days ago. Welcome, Brenda. Compounded Tirzepatide. I feel great. No more nighttime binge eating.
Brenda, I've seen you posting. You're doing great. This is a great first step. So good for you.
All right, welcome, Brenda.
Hold on, let me give Brenda some confetti there, because starting's half the battle there.
Yeah, I used to do that at night. Like I'd eat, my very small lean cuisine dinner or healthy choice dinner, or my very small dinner, and still be hungry. So I'd root through the pantry and try to find something, and then that didn't do it. So I'd try to find something else. And then before I knew it, I'd eating way too much. I don't do that anymore. Joni Costa says, hi from Lakeland, Florida. I find joy in listening to both of you. Well, thanks, Joni. That's nice of you to say. Patricia Kendall says, thanks for the advice last week. I called Mochi and they let me suspend the monthly medication refill since I only take my shot every 10 days. They said I could start again as needed. Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm so glad that you were, that you called and that you got that result. Health at Any Cost says, at Joni Costa, we have a Central Florida GLP-1 group. Are you in it?
So this is Barb, and there's a lot of viewers that are in Central Florida that live in the villages, that live, in and around that area, and they have started a Facebook group. So if you want to be a member of that Facebook group and you search for Central Florida GLP-1 group, I think they're also going to sponsor an event next year in Orlando, perhaps that place with the mouse, and maybe we might be there. You don't want
to say Walt Disney World?
Yeah.
I mean,
perhaps that place with the mouse. Maybe we might be there, but stay tuned. I think it's going to be early November.
Yeah, mid-November, right, Barb? Anthony says, Chicago, Chicago. Also, I can't believe I missed a 2-year anniversary stream. Gosh darn it, Anthony. I think you can go back and watch it. And we did a 2-year, just video us sitting on our porch today. So that'll come out pretty soon, so you can watch that. But thanks for watching, Anthony. I love that we have the Chicago. It's a reference to a show called Victorious that starred
Victoria Justice and Ariana Grande.
And Ariana Grande before she was Glenda
on Nickelodeon. That was when our kids were that age. So.
Yeah. Brian and Amy Smith says, my family interrupts, and cats, and a bunny sometimes, and my mild ADHD. I hate when that happens. Speaking of cats, where's Jojo?
I don't know.
Jojo! She might come strolling in a minute. Patty, hello from Arizona. Beautiful weather here today. Hey, Patty. Mark Clem, I'm going to buy a body pod scale. Cool. Does it show your metabolic age? Yes. And is it a big liar? Not as bad, but yes. Actually, his metabolic age came out much better than my metabolic age, which was annoying, if you know what I mean, Mark Clem, and I think you do. What's your metabolic age?
Says my metabolic age is 42, because I take better care of myself.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't, y'all. Wait, hold, please. Talk while I look mine up for Mark.
Talk. Linda Hulk says, hi from West PA. Beautiful fall weather today.
All right. Where's the age on here?
You got to scroll down on the first page. First page home.
Oh, no. I just saw it.
Okay. There you go. Brenda says Barb is having surgery Friday. I think she's been so supportive. Love Barb.
She is. I think it's tomorrow. My metabolic age, I am 56 years old. This metabolic age has me at 61. I do not like this part of this app. Everything else is fantastic except for this. I don't, none of these calculations for metabolic age. I mean, it's complete bullshit. Like, who makes this up? It's some random calculation. Condi Carmack, our friend that's a molecular biologist, tried to give us the formula,
but I don't remember what it was.
But I don't know. Somebody made it.
It wasn't any better on the DEXA scan, though. I'll tell you. No, they had one there too.
Wait, well, let's see what mine was on the DEXA scan. Entertain the people.
Entertain the people. Well, Rose says finally got under the 150s today. Weighed in at 149.8 this morning.
Oh,
good for you.
The DEXA biologic. Oh, good job, Rose. I finally got under the 150s. Oh, cool. Don't you love it when you see that second number you've never seen or haven't seen in a long time? It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Good job, Rose. My DEXA scan says my metabolic age is 50.
You can't see that on the screen.
50. Take that, Christopher Durham. I think your DEXA scan had you older.
No, it didn't. I think it had me exactly right. I don't,
oh, did it?
I don't think it's
so. Anyway, and that's a different. They use different formula. They have to be using different formulas.
Sometimes it's just the algorithm and the numbers they're pulling.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's crazy town. Kenny Greer. Hey, you guys are so sweet and helpful. Thank you. Well, you're welcome, Kenny. Kim Nichols, my starting weight was 220 and I'm down to 179.8. And it took me 6 months so far. I'm only 5 foot, so I got a ways to go. But I am very grateful for Mounjaro, Wegovy, Mounjaro.
Bon Jovi.
Like Bon Jovi, only Mounjaro. Well, good job, Kim. You're doing great.
Movie Kiki says she loved the episodes with Dr. Pashby.
Yep, me too. It's Darium, King Darium. Are you enjoying the Durhams? Show your support by hitting like and subscribe. It tells YouTube to share this live with more people. Thank you, Darium. So what do we got? About 270 viewers, 149 likes.
We're rocking and rolling.
Y'all hit the like button. You know, what also is very helpful for our channel, if you find a video that you really like say this video, you can share it with a friend. You can text it to them. You can email it to them. You can send them a Facebook message with it. Why not?
Why don't you tell them about the meetups that we have coming up?
Why don't I tell them about the meetups coming up, Christopher Durham? Let me get my paper. So we're doing some in-person meetups. That's how we met Darium. That's how we met Barb. And we met Barb on the cruise. We've met so many of you guys. So the next one is in Atlanta, Monday, November 3rd, 6 p.m. at the Westin Peachtree Plaza in downtown Atlanta. And then we're going to be in Las Vegas on November 15th, 6 p.m. at Caesar's Palace. And then we're going to be in Chicago, November 18th, 6 p.m. On Magnificent Mile. So for all the details and to RSVP, you need to go to our website, thedownsized.org, and you want to put that up, and RSVP. So we know.
And all the events are absolutely free.
They're free.
Really, honestly, they're all, we're either hanging out in a hotel lobby or bar. We say hello to everybody. We give out some Jojo pins, maybe some miscellaneous Downsized swag, depending on what I threw in my bag. And we just kind of hang out. You get to meet each other. And, these are places we were traveling to for other things already.
Except for Vegas.
Well, Vegas, I just wanted to go see Kelly Clarkson. So we're seeing Kelly Clarkson the night before. If you want tickets to that, you can go. I think there's still ones available. I looked today and do that. But we're hanging out in Vegas, going to see Kelly Clarkson, and then hanging out with you guys. Let me turn that off. There we go. And oh gosh, now I don't remember where I was.
Viva Las Vegas.
Here we go. Brenda says,
your channel has been so helpful. Well, thanks, Brenda. We lost weight. We wanted to tell everybody about it. ST Wong 71. I did see both your DEXA and Body Pod videos, and will definitely use your code. Well, thank you, because you get more of a discount if you do. Tony W says, hi from El Paso, Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. Kenny Greer, love you guys, and your journey is so inspiring. Thanks, Kenny. Kate, LD just emailed you the details of the Lilly Direct Zepbound pricing. Thanks. So Kate was able to pull up some information on, viewers had asked the question, if I stop buying the Lilly Direct vials for whatever reason, I just stop, and then maybe 6 months later, I want to go back and restart, does my price change? Or does it go up? And I forget what the response was.
I think she said when you come back, it does go up that
for the first month.
But if you order within 45 days, it'll go back down to the $4.99.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Doris Goody said, I didn't need to use your code. The site automatically.
So if you clicked on the link, on the link that's in the it will automatically apply it. So you don't have to use the code. Yeah.
Okay.
That link automatically applies it when you do it. Silver Health Quote says Brian, and that's his name, Brian. Hello, all.
Brian. His hair is silver and he's on a health quest. Michelle Frank says, Doris Goody, I compared to, and the LD code was actually a little lower, about $20 more.
Kenny Greer says
there are two codes, because the first code they gave us, we were giving out, and I think it's on that DEXA scan analysis video. And then they gave us a second code to put on the dedicated sponsored video that was only about, just me on the Body Pod going, hee. So I don't know why they would be different, but there are 2 different codes.
Kenny Greer says, any thoughts on Tirzepatide from Lilly Direct versus Mochi?
Price.
Okay, Eli Lilly lawyers,
price.
get your pens out.
Price.
Hold on, I'm talking to the Eli Lilly lawyers.
All right.
Get your pens out. This is where I say, first of all, I am not a doctor. I am a patient, however, who has used Tirzepatide from Eli Lilly, branded as Zepbound, and I have used Tirzepatide from Eli Lilly, branded as Mounjaro.
Same thing. Same exact thing.
Same pen, different sticker. Probably came from the same factory, same pen, different sticker.
Who can say?
I have also used compounded Tirzepatide from 6 or 7 different pharmacies. I have never, in my experience, noticed a single bit of difference in any of them. I've lost weight on all of them. The weight loss has stayed the same. The side effects have been the same. I am not a scientist. I am not a doctor. Are you writing this down, Lilly lawyers? Do I need to repeat anything?
You might see it later in a Lilly lawsuit.
Because it has been in Lilly lawsuits.
Because we've seen his quotes in Lilly lawsuits and my quotes in Lilly lawsuits as well.
And honestly, if you go back and read the judge's response to that entire line of questioning, where Lilly said theirs was so much different and so much better, the judge basically said, it's all Tirzepatide.
Same thing. Really, Lilly Direct, once you get past the starter dose, it's $4.99 a month. I think if you add in the needles, it's $5.05 a month. And then Mochi is for compounded Tirzepatide. It's $1.99 a month plus a $79 membership fee, so that takes you to $278.
But we would use the vials if we needed to. I mean, that's
if compounded went away forever, which I don't see that happening anytime soon. My next best option, my next cheapest option would be Lilly Direct for the $4.99 a month, which is that's a lot of money, y'all. You know,
and our push to Lilly and to Novo both is to get your prices down, because you can effectively shut down the vast majority of compounding if you don't want them to compete. And we know, based on congressional budget estimates, that these medications cost about $5 a dose to manufacture. Even if we throw in some extras for research and development and all of the testing that has to be done, let's say we give them another $10 a dose. Okay, that's $15. You're charging $4.99. That's a lot of profit. Well, plenty of space for you to bring that price down.
Eli Lilly made
$5.6 billion.
Billion with a B, not for last year, for last quarter. A quarter is 3 months.
That's profit after all sales. After they took out the cost of the rent, the cost of everything.
Billion.
5.6.
5.6 billion. Like, dang, Eli Lilly, maybe you could drop the price to $1.99 a month. I'd buy your vials for $1.99 a month.
So they can shut it down.
They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. So what I want, I don't want anybody to have to pay $1,000 a month for Zepbound. That's crazy. I don't want anybody to have to pay $650 a month with the coupon for Zepbound. I don't want anybody to have to pay $4.99 a month for the Lilly Direct vials. I think all those prices are crazy and not sustainable. And this is a lifetime medication for me. So we'll do what we have to do to be able to afford it.
The real goal is to get these medications to a price point where they're still wildly profitable for Lilly and where there's accessibility for the vast majority of people who need them, whether that be through cheaper cash prices or insurance pricing, bulk pricing, you name it. But right now, they're basically luxury items.
The prices have to come down because it's killing these insurance companies because they're bearing the brunt of the prices. It's killing Medicare. It's just not there. It just can't continue to have a list price of over $1,000.
DJ says, is the Body Pod in your Amazon store? No, it is not. There's a link in the description underneath this video and both those Body Pod videos that you can click directly to and get the discount there. Linda Cox, hello from Wisconsin. Love your show. Down 73 pounds.
Wow.
Since 129.25, I'm on compounded Tirzepatide. I find out so much needed info from your show. Thank you to both.
Thanks, Linda, for watching in Wisconsin. My mom lived in Madison, Wisconsin when she was growing up. That was her favorite place she ever lived, she said. Starlight 38 US. I just completed week 9 of 5 milligram Zepbound and lost 19.6 pounds. Excellente. How long has it taken for everyone to finally lose the fat on your tummy rib area? I'm doing well, but getting discouraged. All right, Starlight. Everybody's different. You can't spot reduce fat, unfortunately. And you're just on week 9.
When we did the DEXA scans, the guy who told us the DEXA scan results that owned this facility had what he must have said 1,000 times to everybody that comes in about this whole spiel, because he's showing you the scan, right? Here's where all the fat, here's the specific places where you have muscle, here's the specific places where you have fat. Because obviously the question is, well, how do I get rid of just that fat?
How do I get rid of the fat on the sides?
He very quickly went into there is no way to spot reduce fat barring surgical intervention, right? Barring them sucking it out or doing something else like that. So,
but for overall fat loss, I mean, go for a walk, get some cardio exercise in there, and start with little bits and increase as you go. You're in week 9, right? So, you're doing great, right? You're doing great. You're losing over 2 pounds a week. So you're beating the average right now. You're doing great. So I would just, settle in. Settle in. I mean, we're over here in week 104. So
what's interesting is even when you're not losing those weeks, there were weeks when your body just shifts. And things move around. So I can remember distinctly a week where I basically I was like 0.2 down or something, but my pants obviously had changed the way they fit and would not stay up. Well, no, I didn't. That wasn't enough weight to do that. It was just my body going whoosh, and moving things around. You
just had enough to tip the scale in your favor, right? We got a super chat from Carrie, $4.99. Thank you, Carrie, for your super chat. Happy Wednesday, Durham's hit 50 pounds down today. Yay, 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 yay. Awesome. Thanks for watching, Carrie. Thanks for your super chat.
Let's see here. Brenda says she's so afraid of getting constipated, so I overdid the Miralax yesterday. I'm not worried anymore. So here's the thing, Brenda. We don't ever want to downplay side effects because there are real side effects, and you need to make sure you stay talking to your doctor and things. I would say we also don't want to overplay all of the side effects. So unless you have a significant history of constipation, manage it as it comes. Talk to your doctor. I wouldn't be afraid of it magically happening. It may or may not happen. If you look at the numbers in the research, about 20 to 30% of people get any one given side effect. Typically, they don't get it so bad that they stop the medication. So it happens, but it's not as prevalent as you would believe from Facebook groups and Reddits and all of that stuff.
Well, and I think my body has always just, I've always struggled with constipation and maybe not realized it. And this, when the medication, this Tirzepatide slows down your digestion, right? So things are moving through a lot slower. And I just, for me, I have to be proactive and make sure I'm eating enough fiber, I'm drinking enough water, and that I get exercise. And if any of those pieces fall off, I might have a problem. And so if I do develop a problem, then I really like Mag07, which is something I learned about, in the course of doing this channel. And it's on our Amazon store. There's also a link directly in the description. I think it's maybe way down there, but and I only take it as needed. I think it's a little bit expensive. to take it every day. I don't mind it as a remedy. My doctor had also recommended to me Miralax, and that I didn't want to do that.
But on the other hand, I have
else.
never taken anything for constipation. And my digestion is definitely slowed a
You have a super fast.
So it's really up to your
there.
body.
Yeah.
So manage it appropriately and, be proactive with it. But yeah, I
and
wouldn't
you
be
would
afraid
have those
of it.
episodes. You haven't had one in a while when just everything comes out.
Oh yeah, because it slowed it down. It doesn't.
No, but it would be like a monthly occurrence. I feel like when you were losing weight, where you would be like,
yeah.
I never had that. Had that. But his digestive system is just kind of the opposite of mine. We're kind of the opposites in every way.
I'm the pretty one. Kenny says, I've lost 50 pounds in 3 months on Zepbound. My job is pretty physically demanding, laying asphalt and concrete. That's a physically demanding job,
say so.
Kenny.
I'd say that counts as your activity.
That means if you went to the Home Depot or the Lowe's, you basically lost a bag of concrete. Now, I'm sure you're pouring concrete, not doing bags, but think about that. If you had to carry around that every day at work.
Well, you were carrying it on your body, right? So someone, that we both know very well that's lost 140 pounds said, how did I walk around before when I was 140 pounds heavier? And I said, well, it was harder for you. You walked slower, and you, in the summer you were very sweaty walking around, and this year you're. And
it's got to make your job easier. It's got to make your job easier.
It's easier. You can move easier. You can have more stamina. Like your feet might not hurt as much. It's just amazing. It's Jerriam says at Starlight 38 US, to quote Mayor Mindy, everybody is different and everybody is different. Please give your body some grace as it's transforming with the changes. Exactly. I think a lot of times we speak, we don't speak to ourselves the way we would speak to a friend, right? You'd never say to a friend, oh, I look so bad today. I feel so fat. I feel ugly. Like you wouldn't say that to a friend. Why do we say that to ourselves? So, be kind. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself a break. Anthony says, not thinking about food until you start eating and then you realize you're starting. Yes, Lorraine, I feel you on that. Yeah, if you're just joining us, that was today at dinner. I hadn't really eaten much all day, and I wasn't really hungry for dinner. But then once I started eating, I realized I am starving. And I was just wondering if that was just me or if other people felt that way sometimes too.
Well, you're talking about prednisone, and I don't see the prior thing, so hard to say.
Susan H says, I'm having a hard time with protein drinks, even in coffee. Then don't drink them. I am drinking 0 sugar yogurt drinks. I have a couple of those. Do I just keep trying to drink the shakes and get used to them? No.
I don't drink any protein shakes.
If you don't like them, you don't have to use them. They're just something people use when it's hard to eat anything else. I did get some of those, what were they, Chobani yogurt drinks, because they were on sale at Aldi for like $1 a piece, and I'm like, oh, let's try them. 20 grams of protein. I can say I did not enjoy drinking yogurt. I would rather eat yogurt with a spoon. Protein drinks and coffee, I don't mind, but if you don't like them,
if you go watch, we did a review of a bunch of those, and if you go watch them, I by and large say they're disgusting. And
Fairlife was the tastiest. We felt when we did a review. Yep. And Premier was number 2. So if you don't like those two, you ain't gonna like none of them. So maybe eat a couple hard-boiled eggs, or have some
chicken, some salmon, and you can build it tofu and beans and lentils.
Protein drinks and coffee. So if you're looking for a morning,
maybe she just needs the protein.
Just eat some Greek yogurt. Maybe you like yogurt. Anyway, if you don't like it, you don't have to eat or drink any particular thing on this medication.
I don't eat any of the protein added stuff. I eat food.
I like all the proteins. I like the bars. I like the shakes. I like I like snacks. Like that's always been my thing. Like I didn't ever really care so much about eating real food. I was always here for the snacks. And I think, growing up, my mom wasn't a great cook. She, nobody was starving, but, that's not where the flavor was. The flavor was in the snacks. So I always wanted to know what was in the pantry that I could get into later. My GLP-1 daily says, yes, it's coming. I promise. Working on pictures of her new profile picture. I'm also working on pics for our holiday singing gig.
She
I don't think I knew about this. The holiday singing gig.
I don't think I knew this either.
You'll have to tell us more about that.
Are you coming on the cruise, Aida?
I think her husband, I think we met both of them in Florida.
We did. Because you gotta, everybody's gonna karaoke now. So if you're coming on the cruise, you got to do that. Brenda has a weird non-scale victory. I can't stand the taste of my nicotine vape. I stopped using it.
All right.
So a lot of people, one of the things that we see is both cigarettes and alcohol and actually coffee as well. A lot of people report doesn't work. They just can't stomach it anymore. And you'll find definitely taste differences. Some things will be dulled. Things will be accentuated. I still am pretty hypersensitive to sugar. So there's a lot of the things that I could eat pre-GLP-1s, I can still eat, but they'll become very sweet after more than a bite or two. I'm just done. Yeah. Even like we were talking about creamer and coffee, I still just use regular, creamer. Sugar-free creamer, but I just put a little bit because past that it's too much. Well, you used to use
a sugar-free creamer and then 2 packs of Splenda or stevia, and now he doesn't need the 2 packs of extra sweet of stevia. Yeah. Also, my brain kind of turned off from wine. I still kind of want to drink it, but I drink it.
Is it habit or is it because you actually like it still?
I was a big wine drinker, especially over COVID, So I just developed some bad habits with drinking wine too often. And when I started on GLP-1, it didn't taste good. And it felt like I was just poisoning myself drinking this. And I felt like I'm drinking poison every single time I would drink a glass of wine. So I just completely stopped for a while. And even now, if we're like on a cruise or I might think, oh, I want a glass of wine. And then I get the glass of wine and I'm like, I don't really think I like this anymore. It just kind of turned something off, which, that's fine. It's empty calories and kind of poison for your body anyway. So
your favorite thing?
I love cottage cheese. Of course you do, Brenda. That's really the only thing that I don't like is cottage cheese. But if you like it, it's a great protein source. So I was just forced to eat it on many a diet as a child my mother put me on growing up. So, and I think I even forced myself to eat it on diets in my 20s and 30s. So I don't like it. I'm not going to eat it. And if you like it, that's fine.
Susan H. says, Ken is her son, 27 and 2, and does 20,000 steps a day from job. He switched to me to Mojo.
Is it Kenny? Kenny is on here. That is her son.
That was yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's awesome.
Young 27 and is 20,000 steps a day from the job. That is a lot of activity. Make sure you're eating enough to support that activity. So that's a lot. That's very active. Nancy Germain says, Christopher is much cuter than Tom Papa.
Comedian. A couple people have said I look like before.
Did I know this?
You haven't looked him up before. I don't.
And I said, oh, kind of.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nurse Tara.
Hey, Nurse Tara. Hello, Christopher, Laraine, and Downsizers.
Megan just started NAD plus injectable through Mochi, 66 pounds, from 225 to 159 this morning. Love your recent interview with the psychologist. There's a lot going on there, Megan. So NAD plus, for those of you who are new, is another medication that you can purchase that's generally about longevity and energy and other things. It's not a weight loss thing. So
yeah, Mochi has started offering other
and a lot of
companion medications. that your mochi doctor can prescribe you and you can get sent right along with your compounded Tirzepatide or compounded semaglutide. So I've heard a lot about NAD+. I have not tried it. I don't need to be injecting anything else. 1 injection a week is fine for me. Elizabeth Fisher says, I went from 175 pounds to 110 pounds. Yes, Tirzepatide, Team Tirzepatide, right, Mark Clem? Mark Clem has a t-shirt that says Team Tirzepatide, which is so funny. My GLP-1 daily, I think of you guys when I'm eating Banza pasta. We like it. Yeah, that's the chickpea pasta. The protein, it has protein. It's made.
We have a box downstairs, actually. Hard pass, though.
It's been downstairs for many months.
It has. We have a whole collection of them because I was going to do a review video of it. And then I figured out I don't want to do that. And it's going to be a hard review because I have to cook
all those different pastas.
Like 12 different. And I was like, this just sounds nauseating, so I'm not going to do it.
Not so much.
So we will probably end up donating it to a soup pantry or something.
Well, we might eat it here and there and do.
The odds are not in your favor.
See?
G's one of one. How you doing, big guy? So I did an interview with G's one of one. He has a channel on YouTube as well. Go check it out. He's trying to move forward and get some subscribers. So watch for that. G's, I think yours is going to go out tomorrow. So tell all your friends. G's was fabulous. He has done very well with the medication. Kenny Greer went from 265 to current weight of 211 in 3 months, 54 pounds down. Good for you, Kenny.
Is this the same Kenny that does construction? That's a different Kenny.
I don't know.
No. Okay. Well, good job. 265 to 211 in 3 months. That is quite a lot. Good for you. Sunshine says, I'm like Chris. I avoid diet foods and artificial sweeteners. No stevia either. Eat real foods.
I'll do stevia. I will.
It's kind of I like Diet Coke. I'm not going to stop drinking Diet Coke. I drink like one a day. So back when I worked retail right out of college, I was drinking a lot. I'd just go to Chick-fil-A and keep refilling my cup all day long. Hey, Small Things Daily. I'm so surprised that Laraine can buy the groceries and CD can cook it all up. I have to do both or it would be so weird. It is weird. And I say, well, if you don't like what I'm buying, perhaps you should do the grocery shopping.
Sometimes I do. And sometimes I have to because she shows up with snacks. And I'm like, well, did you get anything for dinner? She's like, oh, did you want dinner?
Remember that time I went to Aldi and I needed to move up in dose. I was still in the weight loss phase. And I came home with like a bag of like the Hostess little powdered donuts. I said, look what I found at Aldi.
You came home with like 5 things like that.
All kinds of stuff. And he goes, it's time for you to move up in your toast. I'm like, yeah, everything be calling me from the shelves.
Yeah. So Megan, every night at our house is kind of like Chopped, where it's a mystery basket. So I just kind of go to the cupboard and very often I will have to go to the store a second time because we don't have enough proteins. So there's 7 days in a week. If you don't buy 7 proteins, we don't have 7.
Yeah. And Megan's got little children at home. Our children are not little and most of them no longer live here. So I don't really want to go to the grocery store ever now because number one, we don't eat that much. There seems like there's food in the freezer. There's always like
we can
always find something in the house. Number two, I don't want to spend any money because we're spending it all for, medications and things. So yeah, and I also like to go to Aldi because Aldi is cheaper and it's smaller and there's less temptations unless they get those little powdered donuts that I like. Then I have to go fast past that part. But yeah, it is kind of weird. Brian and Amy Smith, cardboard and despair. I was on our Facebook page, which is called The Downsized Adventure with Laraine and Christopher. If you'd like to join, you are free to join. You have to answer the questions, just like, agree to the rules and make sure you're not like a bot. And I saw someone saying that they ate something and it tasted like despair. And I'm like, Christopher Durham's slogans have entered the common the common mind, the common language now. I'm reading Fourth Wing, and they talk about, do you speak the common language? I speak the common language. Do you speak the common language? Oh my. All right, Michelle Frank, small things daily. Right, you plan your meals as you show, and vice versa. Yeah, there's no meal planning going on in this house. I used to somewhat try, and since I'm not the one cooking, I can plan it. He ain't gonna cook it. So sometimes that's just how it rolls around here. Kate says, small things daily. I was thinking that exact same thing when she mentioned it the other day. Yeah, it's meal. So, for breakfast and lunch, obviously I fix my own things to eat there, but dinner is all Christopher. I'm like, what's for dinner? Small things daily. Hot tip: if you go without real pasta for long enough, the low carb version will taste just like cardboard and not despair. Yeah, we just don't eat a lot of pasta anymore.
We don't eat much, and I love pasta, but I'm in a space where we don't eat that much food. So if I'm going to eat it, I want it to be the best version of whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need to buy 5 pounds of food. That we can buy a small amount, and it can be a better quality that's better for you. It can be organic if that's available. It can be local. We can go to the farmer's market, whatever, because we're not buying much. It's just not.
Well, and it's kind of that mentality of, before GLP-1s, it didn't really matter what it was or what it tasted like, or if it even was good. If it was in front of me, I was probably going to eat it, right? And eat a lot of it. So now with GLP-1s on board, I can say, maybe that's in front of me, but that's not the best looking version of that I've ever seen. So maybe I don't want to eat that. I want to eat, if I'm going to have, like, let's say a dessert on a cruise ship, I want it to be the best looking dessert that I've ever seen, or why bother with it, right? I can have that kind of control with a GLP-1 because I still like all the things. It just helps me focus my intentions a little bit better. Michelle Frank says, my birthday is next week and I want Italian food. Well, I need Italian food. To me, the other stuff is not worth it. So I do pasta on special occasions or limited. I mean, Michelle, you've lost 100 pounds plus. Birthdays. Let's talk about birthdays for a minute. Okay. So we all have them. They're going to come up. We're going to celebrate them. And, that's one of those emotional eating foods, right? We eat when we're happy, when we're celebrating. It's your birthday. Have a piece of cake. It's so-and-so's birthday in the office. Would you like a piece? Here's your piece of cake, right? So what do you do when it's a birthday? It's my birthday. I'm going to eat my favorite foods. I'm not going to eat all the foods. Maybe I'm going to have like a really good piece of cake that, one of my girls made, or a really good meal at a place, maybe we don't go very often. And maybe I eat half of my meal because that's all I can eat. And I take some home and I eat it the next day, and that's fine. Right. So, I mean, I don't want to fear the birthdays, and we're coming into holiday season. Scooter, she's still laughing. We're coming into the holiday season. We're coming up on Halloween and candy and Thanksgiving and big meal and Christmas and New Year's. And that's going to be, that's always been a very hard season for me before GLP-1s. That's always been a season when I could easily gain 10 pounds in those 3 months. So, see how you feel on these GLP-1s. I was very surprised when we first started how easy it was to say no to some foods that I'd always said yes to in previous holidays.
Elizabeth Petrie, Just like Rob Petrie. Went down from 7.5 to 5 due to terrible side effects. Stayed on 5 for 4 weeks until food noise came back. Went back to 7.5, no side effects, and lost 6 pounds first week on that one. Let's give you some of that. Whoops.
I mean, that's a good idea. If you're having terrible side effects, go down in dose.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to listen to your body on that stuff. There's, it sounds like you just moved up a little quick and your body said, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Linda says, at Small Things Daily, saw a video on a box of frozen meatballs and marinara. She said they were great. Brand out of the box, I think on sale now at Costco. So there's a lot of good frozen meatball lines out there. And I actually saw Megan's video on this as well. Pick them up. There's bagged and boxed ones out there all over the place. Read the back, though, because they have the salt, carb, calorie content can vary dramatically. And what we figured out is it doesn't the more of those doesn't necessarily make it taste any better, which is, you'd think, more of that stuff it doesn't necessarily. So read the back and try some different ones and see which ones you like. But it's a good quick protein option. You can have a meal on the table pretty quickly.
You've eaten just frozen meatballs out of the for lunch.
Yeah.
Throw a little bit of sauce on there. Some of the, we usually have an open jar of sauce in our refrigerator that he uses for cooking, or I'll try to
sometimes I'll slice them up and put them on and make like a meatball grilled cheese, or but they're a super easy, quick protein option. Oh, I did that one already.
I've been able to lose 54 pounds since May. It's crazy. So many non-scale victories. Zepbound is amazing. Just take your shot. Well, that's great, Elizabeth. It's Darium. Have a question for the Durhams? Please start your message with QQQ so they can easily spot it in the chat. Thanks for being a moderator, Darium and Barb. We appreciate you. And Mindy. I think maybe Mark Clem is a moderator. Maybe he's a moderator on my Facebook page. I don't think you're a moderator here, Mark, right? Pam Marsh, QQQ. How do you figure BMI? It's a height to weight ratio. That's all it is. Height, weight, right? Do you divide weight divided by height? Weight in kilograms divided by height in meters squared. All right. So
it's a very imprecise measure that was never used. That was never created to be used like it is today. And it was really created around old white dudes a long, long time ago.
Well,
most doctors don't use it for much. It's a screening tool.
Yeah. Because really, like,
so BMI equals weight in pounds by times 703. There's the English.
Well, it's 2.2 pounds per kilogram, right? Why would you multiply times 703?
I don't know.
703. I don't know.
There are lots of BMI calculators, which is an easy way to do it. If you just search for BMI calculator in Google, you can just punch your statistics in there.
Yeah, but
it will do that for you.
I don't really look at BMI. Now from interviewing several doctors, I think Dr. G told us that he looks at his patients and wants to get them to an under 27 BMI. That's his, kind of his standard. Because how do you get a goal weight for everybody going? Well, if you were trying to generalize it or, standardize it, it's a way for a doctor to look quickly and say, do we have a problem? Do we not have a problem? So, yeah. I'm not a doctor. We don't play with doctor on TV. What was that show we were watching? The guy who played Spock in the Star Trek movie, and he's a doctor. I don't know what that one's called. And he had a patient who thought she was on a reality TV show. She was kind of having these psychotic breaks with reality. And she goes, "You're not a doctor." He goes, "I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV." I thought that was so clever. Linda Bookmiller says, "Hit the like, people, and subscribe. We need to get them to 30,000. Thank you, Linda Bookmiller. Linda, your husband keeps coming up in my Facebook suggestions.
He does. He comes up in mine too.
People you may know. I think his name's Tom. Becky Clark says, "Really enjoyed Robin Pashby video." I'm glad, Becky. We still carry a lot of memories of mental stress. It's hard to leave it all behind. Yeah. So in Dr. Robin Pashby's video, that she let us what am I trying to say? We put up a video of her presentation, and she has this backpack, and she comes in with this huge backpack, and she starts talking about her weight, and she takes out all these items out of the backpack that represent something. A white noise machine, an alarm clock, a brick, a scale, a wagon, a thick book. Like, it was just so like, how does she know what I'm thinking? How does she know all these things that I've always worried about my whole life and my whole weight loss journey? And I think everyone in the audience just could really feel like she was talking directly to them, to me. And I remember I was sitting next to Darium when we were in Washington, D.C., and we saw her live in person give this presentation, and we were just kind of like, just like, oh my gosh. So definitely, if you haven't watched that presentation, you can search Dr. Robbins.
Sharon, I think Sharon's in the UK, says, question, was it Dr. G who
Dr.
said,
G.
yeah, under BMI dropped your chances of getting several cancers? It does. Now, be careful of that, though, because the BMI doesn't actually cause that. There's no causation. There's just a correlation. So those two things kind of go together.
But he did say, it was Dr. G who did say he was looking for a 27 BMI or less for his patients. Sean Frank, hey, right on. I caught a live episode. Hey, Sean Frank. What is that picture of? Is that water? What is that? I can't see.
Almost too small for me to see.
I don't know what that is. Oh, is it a four-wheeler? Like a four-wheel, like a going four-wheeling? Paula Harden says, hi from Missouri. I'm signing up for your cruise next year. Looking forward to meeting you and all this going.
Let's tell people about the cruise while you brought it up. Let's see here. I have a magic banner on the cruise. Let me turn that on.
Yeah, so we love to cruise. And when we first started our channel, we'd be talking about the cruises all the time. As my girls say, y'all be yapping. So we were talking about cruises, and somebody said, oh, we should do a group cruise. And we said, maybe. And then I was at book club, and my friend Kelly said, I'm going to be a travel agent for my mother-in-law. And I said, does she do group cruises? And she said, yeah, she's done tons of them. And I said, Downsized cruise at sea. So we did one this past June, and we're going to do another one. We had so much fun. We're going to do another one in June 2026 out of Miami, June 4th through 8th. It's going to go to their private island of Coco Cay. It's on Royal Caribbean, Freedom of the Seas. And we're also going to go to Nassau in the Bahamas. 4-night cruise. It'll be tons of fun. You can you can call Kelly or her mother-in-law, Roberta, and their phone numbers and their information are on our website at thedownsized.org. Click on the cruise tab, and you can connect with them. It's cheaper if you have 2 people in a room. I do have a person that's looking for a roommate, a female person. So if you are a female person and you would like a roommate, send me an email to Laraine at thedownsized.org, and I'll connect you to, and you can see, maybe if that would work.
And during the cruise, we'll do group activities each day. We do a meet and greet. We'll
do all kinds of stuff.
Get to know you kind of things. We eat dinner together each night in the main dining room, and kind of move around tables so everybody gets to know each other. We'll do an excursion in Nassau. If you want to go, you can certainly do that as well. So there's lots of chances to get to know people, to talk to people, and if you want to do your own thing, that's okay as well. All right, Amy from Sobichka says, hello, this is Amy from Minnesota. I'm wondering how often people are having doctor's visits regarding their GLP-1s. I've been on Zepbound since May, and my doctor is requiring a visit every month. When I first started, my doctor, who is very supportive and great, but didn't have a lot of patience doing this. And I think I went the first 3 months every month. And then we went to basically every 6 months. And then we'll do blood work. And actually, I'm due to go again. Mm-hmm. We'll do blood work and all of that stuff each 6 months. So it's just, I think there's so many doctors that are just don't know as much. And
so you've been on since May. Was that like 5 months? So I don't know. I mean, you could ask your doctor if that's a lot. You could ask them if you could go maybe every 3 months or every 6 months. I know some doctors don't require, they're like, see you in 6 months. So, maybe you don't want to go every month, but maybe it's helpful to get that support from
I
your
think it
doctor
also
too.
has a lot to do with what kind of doctor you might be seeing too. So if you're seeing your general practitioner, maybe they have a different thing than a weight loss clinic might have, right? So maybe
Yeah,
so
so
it's,
there are doctors that are obesity medicine certified. I didn't know that was a thing until we started this channel. And you can search for that online. And I think there's a link on our website in the resources
there is.
tab at the downsized.org. So there are doctors, and we've interviewed doctors on our channel, Dr. Robin Pashby, Dr. Leslie Golden, Dr. Alexandra Soa, that are obesity medicine specialized doctors. So they have a lot of knowledge about these weight loss medications and, and all the things that come along with them that your regular,
it can also be highly dependent
doctor may not have.
on your comorbidities. So if you have type 2 diabetes, they may want to monitor it more closely, or sleep apnea, or there's just a whole, because you are a whole person and you have a whole set of things that go with you. Your doctor might have other concerns that with a new medication like this, an injectable and all that, they just want to make sure you're okay.
With my telehealth, I think originally it was every 3 months they wanted you to have a telehealth visit with the doctor, and now it's it's up to you and your doctor as to how many visits and how often you want to meet. One Mybrid, after 38 shots of Mounjaro, down 65 pounds at 69 years, holding flat, but just take the shot. I mean, that's just doing great. You're doing great. We do see as people get older, the weight loss gets maybe a little slower. So,
there's always exceptions. We've met a lot of people of all ages that have lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, but I mean, still 65 pounds down, that's fantastic. ETW Left Coast MD. Can we contact you on email? Sure. People contact us on email all the time. You can send me an email at Laraine@thedownsized.org. If you don't spell my name right, I will not get the email. You can also email Christopher at Christopher.
It's hard to figure out.
Christopher@thedownsized.org. Yeah. So, sure. I try to answer emails, but, at some point, maybe I'm like, Dr. Tina, and I can't ever answer them all. But so far, I've been able to keep up with them. So if you want to, sure. We're not doctors, and we're not going to give you medical advice. So, there's that. Here's Jojo, our cat. Jojo the cat. Jojo the cat who likes to stick her butt in the camera. Andriana Olds, my nighttime binges come back after a year on my Tirzepatide. Thankfully not gaining weight from it, but still not comfortable. Wonder why that is, Andriana. Let's talk about that for a minute. I still like snacks, right? I'm just not compelled to eat them all the time, but I do occasionally want a snack for non-hunger reasons. So,
there's typically a difference between a snack and a binge.
Of course. I'm not trying to minimize anything, but is there some emotional? I'm actually working on a video about emotional eating. So is there some emotional reason, do you think, you're nighttime binging? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you lonely? Are you...
I would also talk to your regular doctor, and there may be some things going on. Get your blood work checked and all that. Yeah. And, as I said, we all have a history, and these medications don't make, the rest of our lives go away. So if there are other underlying issues, whether they be physical or mental or what have you, you still got to deal with all that stuff.
Yeah. So if you've been on Tirzepatide for a year, you're probably, still feeling the appetite suppression and not really thinking about food that much. So what is pushing you to binge eat?
And honestly, what dose are you at too? So if you have any space to go up, you may be a good time to talk to your doctor about that. So many things going on that we have no clue about, and we're not doctors.
Well, and is there something you can do other than binging? Can you go for a walk? Can you write down in a journal? Can you call a friend? Can you put off that urge to binge? My GLP-1 daily says I will take off from
School.
Oh,
I think she's referring to the cruise.
I think
You
her and her
should,
husband are
yeah.
both school teachers. Yep. Anthony, wait, it said Christopher's metabolic age is 42 and Lorraine's is 56. That is diabolical, Anthony. That is the definition
I take care of myself.
Diabolical.
Just saying.
Y'all, I exercise. I do all the things. I do all the things. This man does one thing. He takes a shot. And here's me. Here's me doing all the things.
You should not downplay that.
It really comes down to, metabolic age aside, which is total BS if you ask me. But, it all comes down to taking your shot and what you're eating. Do you have to exercise to lose weight on this medication? No, you don't. You don't.
And I'll tell you, it's the whole body pod conversation. I firmly believe, and I thought the body pod was cool, and I would, if we could have bought one at the beginning.
Diabolical.
But if you have a choice between buying a body pod for $200 or buying better food,
buy the better.
Buy better food. I'm telling you, that will impact your weight loss more than the body pod will, or than a DEXA scan will.
This has always been all about the food, and it's never
buy the freshest food you can find.
Well, I need to buy frozen vegetables.
I'm just telling you, buy better food, and that will help you.
Well,
it just will.
And it was never about the carbs. It was never about sugar, although, sugar is, not good for you. But in small quantities, we can eat what we want in small quantities. It's just the volume of food.
And the reality is, if you eat real food that looks like real food and it's not packaged, all these other things. And I'm not against packaged foods at all, and a lot of people are. But if you eat real food, the odds of it being calorie dense, fat dense, salt dense are zero. You're going to be able to eat because what happens with a Twinkie, right? They have crammed
I haven't had Twinkie
700 grams or whatever that magic number is of sugar and carb and fat and all this stuff into this one little tiny thing. Whereas you could eat a piece of chicken, right?
Yeah, and you know what? My taste.
That's the danger of packaged foods is they can just
used
pack.
To seem so delicious to me then don't seem appealing now. And then I eat them now, and I'm like, why did I ever like that? I don't like it anymore. Anyway, Itstarium says the fact that you missed the 2-year Trizanniversary is diabolical, Anthony. Some people have to work during the day. We went live at like 3:00 on Monday.
Yeah.
Sandy Shore says, I am 77. My metabolic age is 78. You go, Sandy Shore, with your bad self. It was 82 when I started. I was very insulted. I think we had a conversation about this in the gym, didn't we, Sandy? I mean, Sandy, I was telling somebody your weight loss total the other day. Is it 50 pounds? Or is it more than 50 pounds? I've not been going to that Monday bar class that I usually see you at, because I've been going to the Monday night cardio dance class, which you might like, by the way. But anyway, that's another subject. But that's good, Sandy. I'm glad that your metabolic age is close to your actual age.
Let's see, there's 244 of you out there and 212 likes. We appreciate it. Hello, I'm Christopher. This is Laraine. We've been doing this for an hour and 43 minutes and 32 seconds now.
What was I talking about? I was telling Sandy's story. Was it the video we did today?
I'm not sure.
Was I telling it on a live?
It's always possible.
I might have referenced you, Sandy, in our 2-year anniversary show that we recorded today that will go on in a couple weeks. So
not a couple days, not weeks.
Not a couple weeks, like this week. But yeah, because I remember, Sandy was one of the people at the gym who had seen me working out there for about a year. And then suddenly I started losing weight and people were like, what the heck are you doing? Sandy's like, what are you doing? Tell me. And I told her, And so eventually she, started on a GLP-1 after trying phentermine. Her doctor wanted her to try that first. And, she lost some weight and didn't really like it. And
Tracy says hello, Downsized
hi,
family.
Tracy.
And so does
That's
Joseph.
Sandy's
Thank you for
story.
being a member, Joseph.
Thanks, Joseph.
If you'd like to see Sandy's story, Lorraine did a whole interview with her. You can
I
go back
did.
and watch
I
it.
did.
In the
You can
Downsized
watch.
dish.
Sandy came over and we sat on my couch and we did a whole interview. Just in the search bar, type in Sandy Shore and it'll pop right up. Chris Liss says, hello, beautiful people. Well, hello, Chris Liss. How are you today? Sunshine, November 18th. I'll be there. Oh, that's
That's one of the meetups.
Chicago?
Chicago, yep.
Chicago. Darium says the meet and greets are fantastic. Thanks, Darium. If you have to come by Trailways, Greyhound, Amtrak, Drive, or Burro, come and say hi. Well, I don't want anybody to spend a lot of time or money to get, just to come see us, but we do appreciate you coming to see us. Becky Clark says maybe there might be a meet and greet in Virginia or West Virginia next year.
Maybe. Probably not West Virginia, I'll tell you.
Almost heaven.
So we're looking at what live events look like next year, and we haven't landed on that. We know there'll be a couple of different things we end up at, the Obesity Coalition's event, and there's a couple of other things. And then we look at our business travel, and some of that happens around our business travel because we don't just pay to fly to Chicago. We're doing something there already.
We're doing an event there.
And then the conversation is, well, could we add on some ticketed events? Maybe we have a doctor come speak, and we do, and create some more content and have some ways for you to do it.
We are looking for some sponsors for those kind of events too. So
I think they're probably still going to be major cities. So somebody asked me for Paducah, Idaho the other day. I don't think Paducah is going to make the
Idaho.
cut. But probably, and I don't know how many there'll be. Honestly, it's something we really want to do. It's really just working out the finances of it. So we're not, spending a lot of money on it because travel's expensive. Susan H says she'd love to do a meet and greet. Let's see here.
Jojo.
Jack Hall says, great channel. I've learned so much from watching you two. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jack. Brian and Amy Smith says, need a spreadsheet. Looked at notes and realized I lost 7.9 pounds, 512 through 8.8, 7.5. You're doing well. Slow loser on Mounjaro, but maybe not really stalled, thinking body catching up. I'm not seeing that as a slow.
Yeah, I hear people saying a lot, oh, I'm a slow loser. And then I'm like, well, let's really break down your weight loss per week. And it's in the 1 to 2 pound range. And I'm like,
so take your total weight loss and divide it by the number of weeks that you've done and tell me that number.
Well, and then I also feel like people say, oh, I'm in the stall. I haven't lost weight in forever. And I'm like, let's dig into that. So what was your weight this week? What was your weight 7 days ago, 14 days ago, 20? Has it been the exact same number? I bet it hasn't. I bet it's changed a little bit one way or the other over those weeks. It's very hard to maintain the exact same week, day after day, week after week. So, you might, especially if you weigh yourself every day and you see like the same basic numbers kind of for 7 days in a week, you might think, oh, nothing's happening. I'm not losing, but you have to look at the bigger, zoom out and look at the bigger trend line over time.
All right.
Probably doing better than you think.
Chris Liz says, question, has anyone tried the Tirzepatide drops? Well, so not a doctor, not a pharmacist, not a molecular biologist.
It's not a thing.
However, we have talked to all three and asked them about drops, other miscellaneous orals, patches, all of those things. And the science that we have been told behind this, and I default to my molecular biologist friend, Condi Carmack, and if I say this incorrectly, I apologize, is that the way these medications, these peptides work is because when they're injected directly into the bloodstream, your bloodstream, they're very open to going in, and they work really well. But when they enter your digestive system, the acids and the chemicals in your digestive systems kind of eat that stuff up, and they're not as bioavailable as they were.
Bioavailable, that's a good word.
In addition to that, in these forms, they have not been researched or tested, so they don't really know what the dosing should be. So if you're seeing a similar dose to an injectable, odds are a dose like that would need to be X times that, 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, because a lot of it gets destroyed by your stomach. It just does. And nobody's done that research. They don't know. I've looked at a couple other companies selling the drops. They're often not much cheaper, and sometimes they're the same price.
Don't do it.
Needles can be scary. Use the needle.
Don't waste your money.
Yeah, there are some oral options coming. There's currently Novo Nordisk has Rybelsus, which is an oral semaglutide. It's a much higher dose because, again, it gets digested, and they've had to figure out things.
The shot,
and they've got a higher dose coming out that will be out in Wegovy. Lilly's got one called orforglipron that hopefully will be out about this time next year. That will be an oral, but everybody I've talked to says don't waste your money on all the other stuff. Starlight says hi from Buffalo, New York. Just ended week 9 and down 19.6. Don't want to mess you up. 19.6 pounds. Good for you,
Excellent.
Starlight.
Beating the average.
Good for
Buffalo.
you.
About to get cold up in Buffalo. Brandon Amy Smith. I weigh daily and also write the first of the month because I was down a bit more at the beginning of September and slightly up today. It looked like I hadn't lost anything in September. Yeah, so the spreadsheet I keep a weekly change number, I keep a monthly change number, and then I keep a year-to-date, a total to date change number. So all those can be very helpful.
Elizabeth Peter said, "Is there a different chat for the shout-outs on screen? I don't see those responses in the feed." No, we just start at the beginning and go. So, like Elizabeth, we did yours just a little while ago. We're just probably this one came an hour ago. This one came at 7:58. So maybe you're not there anymore. It's always hard to tell, but it's pretty far back. You have to keep scrolling.
Sorry.
It's Darium says, Lily and Novo, you can even drop a coupon to let people get the meds for $199 until the end of 2025. You won't lose a penny. It's a great thought. So what Darium is saying, hey, you guys, could you drop a cheaper coupon?
If you want us to see your comment right away, and you don't have to do this, but we will, if you give us a super chat, we will immediately see your comment. So
but you don't have to do that.
Don't feel obligated to do that. But a lot of times when, one of our regulars, Mel B or Health at Any Cost, or, somebody has something to say that they want us to see immediately, we will see a super chat as soon as you,
it flashes differently on the screen. Yeah. But other than that, we're just going through them and we talk and, let's see here. Everybody agrees with Darium's pricing suggestion. Patty says, I'm in Lilly Direct. That would be awesome to get medication for $199 a month. Please lower your prices, Eli Lilly. So if you've seen me talk about this a lot, I call for them to be the hero. Be the change that you should be. My GLP-1 daily says, speaking of lifetime, I'm thinking of a Revita procedure, especially if I qualify for type 2 diabetes. What do you think? I think it's a very cool procedure that is essentially cauterizing part of your intestine. It's still
we did a news story about
it's still in very early testing. So I think this was basically a phase 2 test where they did 44 people. So it will be a while before that's out. I saw you ask this question on somewhere else, and I sent a note. So I had Dave Knapp introduced me to the CEO. I sent a note to the CEO, so maybe we'll get him on. And I sent a note and asked that, and he said that they didn't think in early stuff that type 2 you should still be able to do it.
She could do it. With
you should be able to, because it doesn't really mess with insulin.
Yeah, you guys can go back and watch our news story on that for more information.
It looks like a cool procedure. Basically, it would be an add-on procedure that basically they're testing Tirzepatide users, and then you come off Tirzepatide and see if with this procedure you can and very minimally invasive.
off
Basically, it's an
the drug.
outpatient procedure,
Mhm.
kind of like a colonoscopy, just goes in and cauterizes some stuff. It will help you maintain. So it's very cool.
Shay lost 6 pounds during the month of September. Starting weight 258 in the spring of 2024. Current weight of this morning is 176. Goal 150. Love your channel. Thank you. Thanks, Shay. Good job. You're still continuing to lose. Donna Johnson, in my opinion, why do any surgical procedure when one shot per week with a tiny needle that doesn't hurt work so well? The prices will go down when patents expire.
Well, I mean,
in
talking to the obesity doctors, though, and is essentially what they say is because there's so many different reasons people are obese, and because there's people that could be 300, 400, 500 pounds overweight. I mean, I think we're gonna. I haven't seen him tonight, but there's one gentleman who's lost 700 and I don't know some odd pounds. Jamie Seltzer lost.
I think he started at
lost 350.
Yeah.
Some people just can't get there with the existing level of medication. So sometimes it takes a combination of therapies to do it. You know, and it's just, and some people do not react to these medications, or they react very slowly, maybe when newer ones come out. So what they want is as many tools in their toolbox as possible to treat you in the appropriate way.
I mean, there's still people doing bariatric surgeries.
I mean, it's shrinking for sure.
And I think, you know, and we see a lot of people do bariatric surgery and it takes them so far, and then they kind of level off, and then they start on a GLP-1 and it helps them lose more and get closer toward their goals. So personally, I would not want to have a procedure, but if I needed one and it was available, I'd be glad to, look at all the options. So I'm glad that they're developing these new treatments and these new therapies and these new GLP-1 drugs, because we're all different, and it might really be the thing that works for somebody.
The one that Aida was referencing is designed to be used as an add-on to GLP-1s to help you after you've gotten to your maintenance level, to either come off of the medication altogether or reduce the amount of medication. Right. And it's a very simple outpatient procedure that is basically like a colonoscopy. And like when Laraine had hers done, she had to have something removed. It's the same kind of device that goes in and essentially burns some of it out, and it makes the way your body digests and does things work a little bit differently. Well, and also very minimally invasive, but you can walk out that day.
From a cost perspective. So if you're paying $4.99 a month for the Lilly direct vials or for Wegovy, and right now prices are going to come down, and they might come down in a year or 2 years, but maybe you can get a procedure that your insurance might cover, that might be cheaper for you than, like 2 years of times $4.99 a month times 2 years. Like, I mean, these are just things that people have to weigh. I know with the bariatric surgery, our insurance does not cover weight loss medications, but it would have covered bariatric surgery for Christopher. So, at some point it just becomes a cost-effective equation. Sean Frank says, have you ever stayed on a dose for too long? I've unfortunately gained about 15 pounds over the last month or so, and the food noise is back with a vengeance. I'm on 1 milligram of Ozempic. It's not working. What's the top dose of Ozempic? Is that the top dose of Ozempic?
We've never taken Ozempic, and I don't ever remember. So I think it might be.
How much did you lose? How long have you been on it? Why did you gain 15 pounds in a month?
So the top dose is 2 milligrams. Here's what I would say. There is so much conversation in the GLP-1 community about going low and slow and all of that it's almost become this moral imperative that you have to do it. So I think very often people stay on doses longer than they should.
A lower dose too long.
Because they're trying to struggle, and they think that it's a win if they stay on. There's a magic sweet spot there, and it's hard to get to. I would talk to your doctor about that, because that would definitely be a sign that you need to have a conversation with your doctor and potentially move up.
Well, and I have seen people go through Ozempic and Wegovy and go as far as they can go with that.
Well, but there's another dose of if Ozempic's working right now and there's a 2 milligram dose, maybe that's your next choice.
Maybe you need to go up in dose. I've also seen people move from Ozempic and Wegovy to Mounjaro, Zepbound, and get a little bit further result after they've gone as far as they can go with Ozempic and Wegovy. So,
and that's one of those bigger strategies that the doctors talk about. Sometimes if you have a lot to lose, they like to start you on Ozempic, run the whole gamut of Ozempic, go to Tirzepatide, Zepbound, Mounjaro, run the whole gamut of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll do surgery, then do things. So there's a combo of things, and it's just about building the right plan for you. We're not doctors.
Yeah, but gaining 15 pounds in a month is, definitely talk to your doctor like as soon as possible.
And that's a lot of calories to have eaten. So is there other stuff going on? I would talk to your doctor.
Yeah. Lisa Jones. Where has everyone coordinated their DEXA scans? I've been relying on my smart scale since the beginning of my journey, almost 130 pounds down now, and DEXA curious. So we didn't have a DEXA scan until like last week. Like some people,
and it's cool. It's very cool.
Some people get them at the beginning. I just Googled DEXA scan and numerous choices came up in my Google search. Turns out there was one in our town that had been, I'm like, how long have you been here? He goes, since January. I'm like, didn't know you were here. So there might be one near you and you might not know it. A lot of gyms have them. I've seen traveling ones, that are in, stop by different gyms on different days. So I would just do a Google search for your area and see. The place where we went is called DEXA Fit, and it is not a chain, but they're not a franchise, but what did he say? They were affiliated, something like that.
Most cities have at least a couple and shop around because they vary in prices too. We've heard everything from $25 to $200. I personally would not pay $200 for a DEXA scan. I don't think it's worth that. Honestly, now people will argue with me. It's very cool. The numbers are very accurate. You just have to ask yourself, what are you going to do with those numbers? And is it really worth $200 versus $50? Why not? Go ahead and do it,
Nurse Tara says, I saw a Zepbound commercial yesterday specifically about sleep apnea. I've seen that. I've seen that also. Zepbound is now approved for sleep apnea, for severe sleep apnea. So that's great. It's more people can get access, hopefully, to the medication. Health at any cost. Ed Donna Johnson, Rovita is doing great for maintenance. One-time cost versus monthly would be great. Yeah, the cost angle. Also, just to be, instead of being in treatment, sort of like heart surgery instead of lots of meds. A lot of people don't like to take medication. I'm not a big, medication taker, but you better believe I'll be on this compounded Tirzepatide.
Oh, but if you could do that and cut you didn't have that ongoing monthly cost.
If I didn't have the ongoing monthly cost and perhaps my insurance covered it.
Now, I'll tell you, in listening to the CEO of that company, I don't think it doesn't have any impact on food noise. So if that's an issue, there could be a ride-along drug that maybe just was a GIP or something. So I think it just would evolve the treatment. Naturalista says, on your DEXA scan comparison video, you showed the TDE calories. I was wondering if your body fat percentage was part of the calculation. I've seen that as an option on the TDE calculator as optional. Well, so in that video, we shared DEXA scan, which was one test we did where we laid on the little bed thing and it goes zzz, and we did the RMR test, which is the resting metabolic rate test, which was the one we blew into. And really the TDE conversation was part of the RMR test conversation. DEXA also gives you a calorie guess, but it's a guess. It's not as accurate as the RMR.
Right. I guess breathing out the carbon dioxide really is a better way to estimate your calories you're burning at rest.
Because you do it. You sit there for 20 minutes with a thing on your nose and you just breathe, and it
was not fun.
is measuring
But
all of it.
wasn't
Yeah, I didn't like that
terrible,
test at all.
Yeah. Yeah, the body fat percent was not part of, I don't think it was used when I calculated my TDEE calories, because it was based on my RMR test results. And then I added calories on top of that for activity, for digestion, for, daily movement. Body fat was not played into that.
All right.
Sunshine. Yep, I'm hypersensitive to sugar, fats, and salt. Yep. So then, if you are, then you know what to avoid, right? Some people are very sensitive to greasy foods on this medicine. Linda says, isn't the Revita still in trials? Yes. Watched On the Pen with the head of Fractal yesterday. Yeah, Christopher was watching it tonight.
And they're using it for other things. So if she has something else going on with her, there's other things that's to treat that it was originally to treat, and now they're just testing it. So it's possible that you could be eligible. I mean, that tool exists in the world.
Just a trial.
Yeah, they just said, hey, maybe it would work for this.
Maybe it would work for this.
Yeah.
Lisa Krogan says, hello from Wisconsin. This is the frustrated turtle from last week who has only lost 8 pounds since May. I'm sorry, Lisa. Thanks for the encouragement. Happy to report I lost 1.2 pounds this week and ordered the Body Pod. Hallelujah! Praise the Lord.
Hey, you get a Carlton too.
What changed? What do you think happened? I mean, because that's a big change, right? Did you eat something different? Did you live a different way? What do you think it was, or did it maybe just finally start kicking in? But that's great. I'm glad to hear it. Thanks for letting us know. Thanks for ordering the Body Pod. We think it's cool. Sunshine. It's so strange. I only enjoy clean eating and only seafood. Rarely ever eat beef or crave chicken. That's
we
fine.
all have
You eat
different
what
things.
you like. I like beef because it has the most protein, and I just like it. I like most things, Nobody ever I never craved chicken. I just think we eat a lot of chicken. And Porter says, hi from Canada. Off topic, Laraine, how many of those 40-ounce mugs do you have? I'm glad you asked.
Her and my children. We have a cabinet that if you're not careful when you open it, there will be an avalanche come out.
I have 3 Hello Kitty mugs. I have one for Valentine's Day that I got at CVS. It has like Valentine's hearts all over it. Those are my main ones. I have a Lilly Pulitzer smaller tumbler. I really like the 40-ounce, the big ones. Like it's hard to pick up with one hand when you're in the car sometimes because it's so full of water. But yeah, it just makes drinking your water a little bit more fun if you have something fun to drink it out of. So, buy yourself a fun cup. Yeah, Christopher hates. My girls have their cups.
I think it's fine. It's just we have so many that it's physically dangerous. So she got a brand new food scale. It's like this cool looking stainless steel food scale, and it now has a dent in it. And she yelled at me. She's like, "What did you do to my food scale?" I'm like, "You opened the cabinet, and the cups fell out and dented her food scale."
We did have a water cup purge not too long ago where some of, if they were broken or the top was missing or they cracked or the handle sometimes the handles come off and then they're just really too hard to carry around. And
meanwhile, I have 2 of these. They look exactly the same. This one says
that one we got for free.
NASCAR 75th anniversary cost me nothing. It was given to us at an event. And I have another one that has a palmetto tree.
That one's actually mine.
Which is the South Carolina state flag.
It's actually mine that I bought years ago.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't pay for either one of them. Well, really, I did. But.
Well, and I really liked the Tervis back before we had the big Stanley type cups because they were insulated and they didn't sweat. So I remember when I was working, I had a plastic Rubbermaid, I think it was a 24-ounce water bottle that I could pop the top and just chug it. I used to like that kind of water bottle where I could just chug. I still have a couple of those because I felt like I could drink water faster. And now my goal isn't really to drink water fast, but to drink enough kind of through the day.
And drinking water fast should never be your goal. That guy says lost 195 pounds since September 24th on Zepbound from 341.6 to 146.66, 44-inch loose to 26-inch slim fit jeans, 4XL to extra small shirts. Wild.
How long did that take?
Dude, let me give you some of this.
Since September. So what year was this? 20. So in a year? Wow.
Yeah, you're moving. You should come on and do an interview, man.
We need to talk to you, that guy. We need to talk to that guy.
So email me at Christopher@thedownsized.org. We'll set up and do a downsized dish with you.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for guys to do that, to do interviews. It is now 9:10. It's been 2 hours and 10 minutes and 10 seconds.
Are we done?
There's 227 of you out there and 237 likes. I like it when there's more likes than people on the stream. Is Joe here somewhere? Joe must be on here somewhere. I didn't see you, Joe. Joe's a good guy. We did an interview with Joe.
Who's Joe?
I'm pretty sure that's the one I did an interview with.
Recently?
Yep. Mm-hmm. But I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, Joe, I apologize. Douglas says Kroger's protein-enriched pasta actually tastes pretty good. It's not as good as fresh pasta, but it tastes... I don't even care about fresh pasta. Honestly, a lot of times fresh pasta is not the best pasta, but the dried, you'll get a true al dente and stuff.
You know, we have Harris Teeter, which are owned by Kroger, and we saw they had a big display last time we were in Harris Teeter.
Yeah, we'll probably end up doing a whole
we need to do a whole
Kroger stuff.
Whole review of that. Kroger has the biggest organic brand in the world, right? Simple Truth. A lot of organic stuff at Kroger. Anthony says video idea. Laraine cooks dinner for a week while Christopher goes to her workout classes for a week. Bah, ha, 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 diabolical. Who do you think would suffer more? Me, because I would have to eat my own cooking, or Christopher, because he would be forced to do my cardio dance classes. Could you just see him in step class? That would be hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Here's Joe's original. Joe says, I don't have a question, but just want to say hi and hope you're doing well. I had to stop Zepbound for a while post-surgery.
I do remember Joe.
He had heart
has the daughters and the and he couldn't
Mhm.
have the heart surgery until he lost weight. And right. Finally back and just past 200 pounds lost. Yay! It's all coming back to me now, Joe.
Well, Joe, email me and we can do another conversation because we'd love to hear about your whole heart surgery and hear about everything. And, you know, people loved your interview. So we would love to have you back on.
Jojo says, yeah, come on and tell me a story. Tell me a story. Right, Jojo?
All right. So, yeah, that's going to be about it for us tonight. I was just looking to make sure there was if there was a question that did not get answered, email it to me, Christopher, at thedownsized.org. Or
maybe we'll answer it in our next
in our weekly weigh-in
on Sundays.
I
like to
apologize. Make sure you come back next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel. We will be here.
Yep. So my mom is turning 80 years old this weekend, so we're going to go celebrate her. And I've got, she has some surprises coming. So if she's watching, I don't think she is, but
answer that question real quick.
Some surprise guests coming. Child of the 80s. Yes, me too. Laraine, how close was your body fat percentage on the Body Pod versus your DEXA? It was within 1%. I said that on the video. Go back.
So,
I ordered it using your code.
That's not working.
My original scale that I used throughout my whole journey, it was 10%. My original scale said I had 20% body fat. I thought that was pretty good. I was in like the athlete mode. No, that was not even close. The Body Pod and the DEXA had me at 30% body fat. They were within 1% of each other of difference. So
and if you watch the DEXA review video, we show charts with the Renpho numbers, the Body Pod numbers, and the DEXA numbers, so you can see all.
Yeah.
All
so I, and that was like, oh, well, maybe my body fat isn't like as good as I thought. Also, the Body Pod had my weight at 143, 144, 145 as on the high end of normal. So, maybe I want to try to lose some body fat. Maybe I want to lose more weight, targeting body fat. So, that's kind of my result. But,
so
I don't know.
Two more things and then we're out of here, folks. So Elizabeth says, I've been carnivore for 2 years because of reactive hypoglycemia, but GLP-1 has helped stabilize that as well.
Okay.
I would like to start integrating more variety of foods. What or how would you suggest? This
What
is where I would
reactive
suggest,
hypoglycemia?
So we're not doctors, nutritionists, dietitians.
I
don't know is the real answer.
I would work if you can work with a dietitian.
Yeah, for sure.
And
do it slowly, because if you have other issues, don't jump in with both feet. Don't.
I would start with asking your doctor, and then maybe work with a dietitian. But that's the best I can. That's the best I can tell you.
So Richard Rojas says, when you use an injectable and you start with a low dose, do they figure the amount of one dose over the 7-day period? I take oral at 0.75 every day, so 0.75 at 7 days equals 5.25 amount of my dose weekly.
Is that like Rybelsus, or what is he taking?
Yeah,
oral?
So I can't speak to what you're doing because I don't know anything about. So please talk to your doctor about your dosing. The injectables are all 1 shot per week, and whatever your dose is your dose. So sounds like you're on semaglutide, so it would be 0.125 or whatever it is, and that's the dose. Or if you're on Tirzepatide, it would be 2.5 or 5. So that's the dose per week, period.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's trying to get to. Do they figure the amount of one dose over the 7-day period? Yeah, so when you take an injection of semaglutide or Tirzepatide, it has a half-life in your body of 5 days. So the first 5 days after you take it, you're going to notice better appetite suppression, better hunger control. In days 5, 6, 7, after you take your shot, you may start to hear the food noise coming back, or you may be getting a little hungrier as that kind of shot wears off. But then you take the shot, on your weekly shot day, and then your level goes back up. So there's some.
But it's going to be different for orals, I'll tell you, because your body is digesting some of those things.
I don't know how the oral works.
So the dosing is not the same, and we're not doctors.
Yeah,
so please talk to your doctor.
I think you must be talking about Rybelsus, because that's the only oral semaglutide that is FDA approved, I believe. Right? So if you're taking something else, I don't know.
Final question, and then we're out of here. Starting 50 milligrams of Zepbound on a Friday, down 50 pounds, 20 pounds away from goal weight. Hope I can get there. Oh, absolutely. You can get there.
You'll get there. I mean, and there's no, everybody wants to get to their goal fast. Like, how long did it take to lose 50 pounds, Laraine? How long did it take you? How long did it take you? It might take you 6 months. It might take you a year, but we're not stopping our medication. This is the way we eat now. This is the way we live now. This is how it is. So it's the time is going to pass by anyway. You might as well be working on your health goals and your weight loss goals. So I mean, you're doing great. You'll get there.
I have one more because I want to tell them to go to the doctor. Keto for life. Any word on others having SFN small fiber neuropathy after being on Zepbound? I have burning sensation in my legs without any exposure to cause. I've seen a correlation on Mayo Connect. Please go to your doctor.
Go to the doctor.
We don't know. That sounds serious. Go to your doctor. Not Dr. Google, not Dr. Mayo Connect. Go to your doctor.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't I haven't ever heard of SFN
Yeah, I don't know.
before. So
Donna Johnson
we're not
also wanted to know where Jojo was. Jojo is sitting right there.
Say hi, Jojo. This is the Jojo. This is our kitty. Oh, she doesn't really like to be held. She likes to be close to us, so she'll sit right here and let me pet her. But she doesn't really say, oh, I like the scratchies. I like the scratchies. Anyway, that's Jojo.
All right, so a couple of to-dos for you. If you're close to a city where we're going to be in a meetup, go to our website, thedownsized.org, and RSVP. Come see us in Atlanta, Chicago, or Las Vegas.
Chicago.
If you like to cruise, or you wish you liked to cruise, or you'd like to learn how to cruise,
you'd like to be a person who likes
go
to cruise.
Go to our website, thedownsized.org. Come cruise with 100 of your closest GLP-1 friends. We're hoping for 100. Last year we had 50.
Your closest GLP-1 friends that you didn't know, that you didn't know you had.
Also on thedownsized.org. Can do it right now. No big deal. Check out our website. There's lots of resources on the resource page. So for instance, if you want an obesity certified physician, there's a resource you can click on there. You can also check out the drug shortage list. There's all kinds of cool stuff on there.
Drug shortages?
Oh, there's always drug shortages. There just might be other drug shortages. So there's always all kinds of stuff. And then if you'd like to support us just a little bit more, we are always happy to do that. And you can become a member of Club Downsized.
Downsized.
There's a join button just underneath there.
Sandy, do you see the join button? Sandy, are you still here? Sandy's like, I don't know where the join button is. I'm like, it's right below where we're talking, Sandy. Do you see the join button?
I think she might have joined.
Did she?
Anyway, as part of that, you actually get access to a special live we do for a much smaller audience on Tuesday nights. That's usually 30 to 50 people. So a little more personal attention. There's a Facebook group. You'll see some messaging. All of our regular content's always going to be free, so that's not a big deal. You also get an icon next to your name that says you're in the club. You get special emojis. There's all kinds of fun stuff. And then while you're on our website, you can check out our Amazon store where Laraine has curated a whole bunch of stuff we've used.
So there's an Amazon Big Deal Day coming October 7th and 8th, I believe it is. And Amazon sent me through our Creator Central link. They're like, oh, we've got this big deal days coming and you like these things. You sell these things on your Amazon store. You might like these deals. And these are early deals and you can't tell anybody about them or post them until October 7th. So on October 7th, these deals will go live, and they're just some things you might like to use in your GLP-1 journey. I'll
do a video.
Post a video on October 7th, and with that link, and you guys can check them out. So, whenever I see something that's a good deal on Amazon, during these kind of sale times, I'll point it out to you. Sometimes I haven't used these products, but they're products that based on the reviews and based on the price, I would buy, or I did buy. That's how I bought my linen flowy pants, like my favorite linen pants last time, that are on my regular Amazon store now. So anyway, you can check that out next week.
All right, so that's it for us this evening. Thank you for joining us for the Downsized Live. We'll be back next week. Hope to see you there. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham.
And we are the Downsized.
Bye.
Good night.